Hello and welcome to Cazaly Stadium in Cairns for Saturday afternoon football. It is the Tigers up against the Gold Coast Suns. The Tigers, a home game on the road. Shots from inside the rooms there. There's a significant out for the Tigers. We'll hear more about that from David King in a second. In fact, we'll welcome him now. How are you going there, Kingy?
Great to be here, Tim. Absolutely looking forward to this one. This will be a ripper. The Gold Coast looking for their first win. A lot on the line for the Tigers. We know that, and that'll be the theme of the day, I think.
Well, they're currently in 10th position, but they have to stay in touch at this point in time. Gary Ablett, the great Gary Ablett Jr. comes out onto the ground leading his charges out, sitting in 18th position. Stone Motherless have not had a win this season. There's just a sniff, a feel about something today. This was the last time they won a game, round 17, this venue, this opponent last year.
Well, they were very good last week against the Cats. They pushed them right to the wire, but really today, I think it's a real show of maturity for the Richmond Football Club. They need to come up here when they're expected to win and get the job done. There's too much on the line today for the Richmond Football Club to drop this one. Well,
they just have to stay in touch. At the moment, as I said, at the start of this round 16, they were in 10th position with a percentage of 107. They have to keep banking wins all the way to round 24 if they're to play finals footy, especially against opposition like this.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct, and there's spots up for grabs. If they're going to have a finals campaign, why not grab hold of an opportunity now? And young Ivan Maric is out and Ben Griffiths is out of that lineup there, as you can see, and we've got Kelmore coming back into the side, and Angus Graham gets an opportunity today in the ruck, and it's a big game for Angus. He needs to show that he actually can contribute on field and keep this clearance supremacy that they have at the moment going.
Well, I reckon Angus Graham will have benefited from Ivan Maric being at the club. He'll have learnt from him as well, and I reckon he'll be significantly better in the future for Maric's presence. Let's have a look at the Gold Coast lineup now, as I said, led by Gary Ablett.
Well, with the exception of Nathan Bock, that's probably the best side they can put on the park at this stage. I thought their forward line functioned really well last week with Jared Brennan playing across the half forward line. He was exciting and minimised the damage of his errors when he was down back. Burnell's been a star. We know that. His damage is terrific. Swallow back into that lineup. First time since round 7, I think, Term, that we've seen the young man, and he's a class act. He's a clearance player, a ball winner. He's as important to them as probably nearly Burnell is.
Well, last year their real strength, they pinched a few wins, but their real strength was in the middle of the ground with their clearance work. This story is wonderful. If you love a human interest story about blokes who make it to league level, Josh Hall could be at the Olympics just about now with a slice more luck. Look at that, for a high jump, 2 metres and 26. This is him competing at Olympic Park. Draft choice number 94. In fact, the first game of AFL football he went to have a look at was this venue last year, round 17, the Gold Coast Suns versus Richmond. It's been a quick year.
Just a great story, isn't it? And I think that's what the two new franchises can offer us, these wild card selections that are from other sports, other codes. I can't wait to see how he goes today. I hope he rears up and catches a couple.
Well, I said they were in 10th position at the moment, the Tigers. They've dropped to 11 about 5 minutes ago because the Fremantle Dockers scored a win. They now move up to 32 with a percentage of 97, but Richmond have a percentage of 107.7. So with a slim win today, they'll jump ahead of them, and maybe even North Melbourne if they can get a win of about 2 goals or more. The Tigers, Jack Revolt on screen. He's got 39 to his name for the season, but they're just getting a little bit thin on the ground for goal-kicking prowess. He needs the bag today.
Well, just for talent. Where their goal's going to come from is going to be the story. Foley out through injury for the year. Jake King out at the moment. Connor's suspended, we know, and gone. Jackson and White suspended last week or two. Martin, Costin and Delidio have kicked 41 goals between them playing from full forward. With those guys out of the midfield, they have to spend more time in the midfield, so they don't get that full forward love on the scoreboard from those guys. So Jack needs to kick a bag.
And Trent Cotchin was on screen a second ago running next to this man, number 40, Kelvin Moore, has not played since round 22 in 2010. And when you were at the Tigers, Kingy, you had a bit to do with him.
Well, in 2008, he was nearly All-Australian, top 5 in the best and fairest. He had hip issues from the minute that season finished. He was told by surgeons that he really was unlikely to play AFL again. It's been a tremendous mental challenge and a mental battle for Kel to hang in and force his body to to AFL level today. It's a great story for Richmond.
As you say, there's some great stories today out on Cazaly Stadium here in Cairns, and there's some champions on display. We'll be back with the first bounce after the break. It's the Tigers against the Gold Coast Suns.
It was almost a year to go to the day that both these teams were here, and the Tigers got off to a great start. Trent Cotchin was the architect. They kicked 6 goals in the first quarter before both teams at quarter time went a little bit troppo in the North Queensland heat. There was a lot of push and shove, but it sparked the Suns in the second quarter, and they started to do what the Tigers did in the first. Goals from everyone, and all of a sudden the Suns led at half time, and they held the Tigers in the third quarter. Brennan was terrific. And who would have known that Josh Toy would kick the goal that sealed the game for the Suns the last time they won an AFL game? There were scenes of joy, wonderful jubilation from the Suns. They weren't supposed to win the game. The Tigers were playing at home, and they were shattered. Revolt, his face, told the story which everyone talked about for the entire week. The man who was at ground level that day, and once again he'll be with us here today, is Lee Colbert.
Thanks, Matty. Yes, we were all in shock last year. Similar conditions too, humid, 29 degrees, plenty of black clouds around, but my bureau man tells me no rain. So no rain coming today. Gary Ablett this week, gents, was down at Dreamworld and hanging out with the big cats. He's a brave man on the field, but a very nervous man off the field, especially during the week. I know his dad was into animals as well and certainly had plenty of them. He liked to hunt them. He didn't like necessarily to go to Dreamworld. And Malcolm Blight, we're going to see a little bit of him. Actually, here's Gazza again with the Cubs. But there's Malcolm Blight. We're going to talk about him because he's in the box as of today. And he said keep an eye on Josh Hall. He's a big rap, a kid that's very raw and sitting in the box now next to Guy McKenna, putting his 2 bobs worth in. And Dusty Martin's also here today. One more game to go and then he'll be back in the Tiger lineup. So I know every Tiger supporter will want to see that.
Colby, quick question. The wind blew to the left of screen quite strongly last year. What's the wind doing today?
It's really null and void, mate. A little bit across the ground, but doesn't seem to favour either end.
Just about set to go for this round 16 game.
That's Jack Revolt on the bottom of your screen left-hand corner. He's come up from the full forward goal square to just start up the field. He's dragged Warnock into the middle of the ground.
Big Zach Smith went up, came down without anything. Cotchin, first ball for him. Ellis involved. Well, Morris involved, and now the Tigers go forward. And it's a brilliant start for them as Conker goes short. In fact, it's a poor kick. I thought he could have had a shot at goal there, Reece Conker. But unfortunately, he's kicked it out of bounds on the full. Big pack forming. Grigg first to it, was trying to find Kelvin Moore, who David King spoke about.
He'll be a bit nervous, Matty, Kelvin Moore, no doubt, just finding his way back in. He'll question his fitness, he'll question his body work, but just to see him back there is a great thing.
Quick hands from Smith to Bennell to Ablett. They're not too far away from each other most times. Ablett, high ball. That's a good mark again. Morris involved.
Jared Brennan starting forward for the Suns, named as centre-half back.
Dixon down back. That's the switch there, Derm. Edwards, kick across the goal. Patrick didn't take it. Here's Dixon again. Hard attacking the ball on hands and knees, can't get it out. He's trying to get it out. He may be in trouble. And he won one for in the bank.
Yeah, I didn't mind what Liam Patrick did. He tried to bunt that ball over to his teammate, but his teammate wasn't thinking quite as quickly. Now, there's nothing down the line here.
Trying to switch it around to the other side, the Suns, and Patrick is the target. Morris the spoil. Patrick recovers quickly. Harbrow scooting past, a little bit wide for Brown, but he kept it in. And he had too much on the kick, and Kelvin Moore takes them up.
Oh, good on him. Gets a touch nice and early.
Chips it back into the middle. Asked a fair bit of Cotchin, but he's a star, so you can. And this is a good switch. Comes wide and out to Ellis.
Basher Hawley's going to run down the inside and should receive.
He's going to get it off American. Basher Hawley's a left footer. He's clear in space from the 50-metre line. It's a poor kick to him.
Kicked it out of the instep.
Dixon, short.
Right there. Don't go forward.
Stanley has it and he's not sure where to go.
Play on.
Most of the game being played in the defensive 50 for the Suns at the moment.
That's a good kick.
Right there, Shane.
To Shaw.
That's your mark.
Big Zach Smith's got to get right down the line and at least drag the ruckman with him to make space in between, in spots in between it, and allow a short chip up. And took that easy, Mackenzie.
Took it on the chest.
Now Hall's down the line. Put one up and let's see how the
Let's
kid
see
goes.
if he can jump. Sure he can. Heads in that direction, but he's caught 4 deep. Big punch came from Rance. Cochin, quick give, will be on. Marek sets up his teammate. Trying to Ablett all over him. Is he over him high? He's holding the ball.
Great umpiring, I agree with that. His arm went over the shoulder, but that over-the-shoulder rule is a protection rule for endangering an opponent. There was no danger with that tackle, so I reckon that's a great common-sense application.
Good kick from Caddy to the right side for Brennan, who plays on quickly. Smith got back, made position, couldn't take the mark. It was their first move forward.
It's going to have to come back this way or go terribly long.
He's just hit it out into space, Delidio. First to it. Well, it's a race here between Stanley and Morris. Morris has got him. Stanley threw it out. Free kick.
Matty, we just saw the challenge there in the ruck. Zach Smith putting it to Angus Graham, just charging forward. Incredibly mobile player, Zach Smith. He will challenge Angus defensively. Almost got a goal. Would have been a great start for the Suns.
Fair tackle from Nahas on Dixon, put him under pressure, but again the Suns defending fairly resolutely. Ablett's kick down the line is a good one. Brown, very wide. Good crowd in here at Cazaly Stadium. Great conditions for football. Dropped by Graham. Caddy, out wider. Caddy got it again. He's legged, he'll get a free kick. He made sure the umpire saw it.
Now, half an hour ago, Colby, where Josh Caddy's kicking from, there was a breeze going directly from him to the goal face. I have a sneaking suspicion the breeze has swung a little bit.
I think it has, Derm. It's sort of moving around a little bit here. There's no real significant breeze, though. So, look, it'll be just interesting to see what happens at half-time and where the goals are being scored from.
Brown. High ball up. Ball's caught at the back. So he's been caught at the back a couple of times.
Angus.
His kick from Graham. Not going far. Weberly was involved, but good pressure from the Suns. And
I'm just having a look at Josh Hall. We look at him, he's been in 2 contests so far. He's just out from full forward at the moment. He's blowing hard. And they've been in 4.5 minutes. Welcome to league footy.
a lot of nervous energy being spent. Graham, nice little knock down the front. Tuck, so good in close. High ball though, touched off the boot. Dixon should go boundary side. Played for a free kick, probably not going to get it. Mackenzie. Swallow forced to go back to Stanley.
Good player press, yep.
Yeah, got it back to Stanley.
Their handling's been all right, Gold Coast Suns.
Yeah, Shaw. That's a risky kick.
Maybe.
Spoke too soon. Hall couldn't take it. Revolt can. Chance here, Richmond. Inboard they go. Back to Revolt. Got a player out wide. Now Hooley. Can he do better with the kick this time? Yes, he can. Good spoil from Warnock. Revolt thought he had it, but Warnock arrived in time.
Thought he lost Warnock in the traffic there and just didn't really jump at the ball. Had he jumped and taken a bit of air and they're just in the stride going to it then.
From the throw in, Dixon over the top. And we've been playing 6.5 minutes, no score on the board just yet.
Well, I think when you break the game down, which is what the Gold Coast do, just try and be competitive for longer every game that they play. They'd be thrilled with this start. 6.5 minutes gone, no damage on the scoreboard. And they've had their chances going forward.
Chance for Edwards.
Little grab.
Little touch of a grab from Caddy, who gets it back now. And he risks the kick out wide. He finds touch. We have a throw in.
That was a great shot of Ivan Maric's mullet just in the laneway there. A lot of mullets hang around laneways. Near Colby.
Tuck weaving through traffic. But unfortunately, the kick wasn't a good one. And again, the Suns forced to defend, but they're defending well. Mackenzie's kick found Warnock, prepared to take it on. Kick out wide's a good one to Stanley. Skills are good.
Day's on the lead ahead against Moore. Doesn't go for that one.
Did I just say skills are good? I think I did. Hawley, this time goes long. Much prefer to see that from him. And he found Edwards with some space. Trying to do likewise to Revolt. Takes the mark. Good transition, Tigers.
Important touch too there, just in the end by Matty Shaw, just to take him to ground. Otherwise the handball would have gone over the top.
Campbell Brown just coming from the ground a little bit gingerly as we see the beautiful kick from Hawley to release Edwards.
Gee, a kick on the wing results in a shot at the other end within seconds.
The Tiger fans behind the goals like it. So does Jack, so does the goal umpire. First goal of the game.
Well, let's just have a look at what we think is really important, and certainly ball use will be one, Doom, no doubt, with that turnover on the wing. But the three things we're going to focus in on today, and really thoroughly, are that the Gold Coast need to back up last week's effort. They were terrific against the Cats for a long period of the game. They were blown away in about a 5-minute patch there with Chapman kicking 3. Fine goal-kicking options is perfect for Jack Riewoldt. He's kicked the first one, but he needs support. He needs help down there. And keep your finals hopes alive. See if he can bank some percentage today.
So opening goal for the Tigers to the man who we talked about at the start of the broadcast. Just the start he wanted, the first goal. Smith up with a big jump, but it's taken by Conker, who wins the clearance for Richmond. Inside 50 they go. Double fist from Weller. Bennell, it's got speed. Hasn't got free from Marek though. Shaw, good pressure, Tigers.
Inside 57-2 in favour of the Tigers, so they're getting a fair share going their way. One scoring shot, it'll be a goal from 7 entries. They probably want better than that.
Yep. Greg, Delidio going past him, hooks it back. Here comes Tuck. Well, Revolt almost got the rebound off his chest. He was headed in the right direction toward goal. Riscatelli to Harbrow. Straightening up Weller. Hard one for Brennan, but he's got a crummer in Prestia. It was front and square. Kicks it. It's an open forward line. Chance here for Josh Hall. His first kick in AFL football. If he gets free, he had speed. He got within 50. Unselfishly kicks it across the face of goal. Well done to find Sam Day.
Well done. Did you see the little swerve he ran?
Yeah.
Kingy, that's an instinctive thing.
Yeah.
You can't teach that to blokes. He's not looking behind him to see where his opponent, Kel Moore, is. He just runs a little angle curve because he feels the heat coming from behind. And he's got some wheels for a bloke who's up there. How tall is he? 197 centimetres, so 6'5", 6'5 plus.
He kicked it to a man who's the same height, and he's let him down, Sam Day. You've got to kick those.
Yeah, that's a soda. If they're to win, they've got to kick those types of goals.
Yeah.
Well, this is a big win. This is the biggest win of the day so far. Just the ability to get the ball here and put some separation between himself and Kel Moore, and then the vision. Not just the execution, but the vision to look back inside. He could have blazed away at goal, but just the team-first mentality. Terrific start.
I like that better than the other way, but one thing I would say, semi-critical if he can be that way, he never once looked at the goals. Sometimes you actually got to lay the ears back and look at him. I'd have liked him to have a look at him and then got him board.
Cochin won the kick out and kicked it out wide. He was looking for Webley. Ablett gets involved and puts it over the line.
Just been watching Gary Ablett. He doesn't have a set tag at the moment. He doesn't have anyone really locking down on Gary. He's getting a lot of space out there. He's not really hurting them yet. He's had 4 disposals, but nothing's come of them yet. But he's getting a lot of separation.
Good knock, Smith. Although Prestia ran back into trouble when he was free. There's Ablett again. That's a high ball, tough one to mark. Hooley had to wait. And cutting in front of him, Riscatelli. Well, he put Hunt under the punt. He was still on the ground when he handballed it. It's a low percentage give. He's had to go in and help out. Yes, Brennan with a one-handed pick up, but hey, what do you reckon? That's what he's been doing ever since he started.
You're not going to get that out of his game.
No. Eventually, Ablett to Prestia. So messy footy here from the Suns.
Good
they need
turn.
someone to clean it up. Hunt, inboard to Shaw, didn't feel the pressure. Was hoping to get it to Patrick. The Tigers should clean up.
So that was a good blind turn by Carmichael Hunt.
He got it to Shaw, but Shaw probably should have stopped, but it's all a moot point now because the Tigers have kicked forward. First back though is Weller, fumble, can't afford to do it. And in the end, good smother from McGuire, sees it over.
Yeah, it's nicely done. He's come a long way.
Chance for Conker at the back. Stanley didn't take it. Tuck dives on it. Smith down low, off the toe of his boot. Cazaly wins the free kick. Mackenzie's kick out to Prestia, just inside the field of play. Still no goals for the Suns. But I guess the good thing for them, just the one for the Tigers, and we're almost halfway through this first quarter. As Prestia's kick goes up, Brennan caught at the back. Disciplined play, punches down. Taken well by Nahas. Morris, dispossessed, caught high.
Good start from Morris. He's been involved in quite a bit of play early on. He's putting some speed into the game. That's what I like to see, both offensively and defensively.
Webley's out here, David. If Moore spots him, and he does. So next in line, some hard running coming from Cochin. Goes in that direction. Good kick. Cochin doesn't like to miss a target and doesn't do it this time. Delidio on the end of it.
Well, when this ball was being set up down the line here, Delidio was sitting literally directly in front of us. So as soon as he saw the change go, he's taken off from this true centre wing. That's a 90-metre sprint to where he's received the footy there.
It's just great awareness of what his position in the queue was.
Well, he's 70 metres closer than us. He saw Webley break a lot earlier than we did.
Kick from Delidio is pretty good. It just hits the woodwork. First blemish from the Tigers. Cochin already with 7 disposals. I'd fancy, David, that if Cochin gets 30 plus, the Tigers usually win the game.
And win well. I can tell you one thing, their kicking efficiency will be very high if Trent's heavily involved in the game. But in saying that, Ablett's had 6 disposals, and you just feel like he's starting to creep more forward of centre every minute this game goes. I wouldn't be surprised if he's having a shot very, very soon.
Now it's going to be Gold Coast ball for a push.
Now look at that, for a tap on the foot and a little 7 or 8 metre play on from Mackenzie, he lands the ball in the centre circle.
He's got to use that big weapon, the cannon, more often. Hardhouse kick, Patrick made good position, didn't take it though. Greg, right with him was Matera, balling inside the forward 50 for the Suns. Angus Graham, well, a bit of confusion from everyone there. No one actually went for it. Swallow couldn't take it away. Graham did. Matera pinched it. Threw it on the boot. It goes to the top of the square. I tell you what, that's a terrific mark, Campbell-Brown. Not much else could do there. Just great body position.
That's experience. That is experience against a younger player in Ellis who's just making his way in the game. We know he's got a lot to learn. He's played the 14 games. Brandon, but he's just been taught a little lesson by Campbell-Brown, the much more experienced older man.
There's a lot of Campbell-Brown in young Ellis.
And Campbell-Brown kicks the goal and levels up the scores here at Cazaly Stadium.
Yeah, if young Brandon Ellis, as a smallish defender, wants to model himself on someone's game, he could do a lot worse than model himself on Campbell-Brown's first half of his career when he played back at Hawthorn, and you just really recognised where it was going there. Little bobble, but good experience play. Not a great return for 9 entrances inside 50 compared to 4 for scores of level.
Well, I guess that's the story, isn't it, Dermot? How would Damien Hardwick be feeling given they've had so much of the ball?
5 more inside 50s for the same score.
For the same score.
Kingy touched on the goals. Jack's got 1. Revolt, where they're going to come from, bar him.
Quick clearance again for the Tigers. They've won the centre clearance there. Mackenzie under pressure. Nahas and Webley sweating on it. Ball touched. Nahas with pace though, does something about it and kicks a goal.
Well, he was right in the traffic when that ball just got bobbled around. One thing there, Mackenzie had to take the ball. Sometimes you might think, and also that should have just been taken and distributed wider. Well read by Nahas. You might have seen him go through screen there. He's already gone through screen. There he is, bottom side. That's where they'll come from. Mackenzie has to take the ball. You're probably thinking, I'll get tackled, but at least you're forcing them to make a positive action.
You talked about Revolt, where the goals are going to come from. He's got 40, and Nahas is up to 19 now. He's second in line.
Yeah. Well, he's a clever player. It's got Weller minding him at the moment in the forward pocket.
Smother from Bennell and Riscatelli again.
He milked that.
He's
Very
over the
clever.
footy.
Very clever. They were both approaching it, and he just put his head down into it, knowing he was going to get contact, knowing he'd get the free kick.
Ablett with a big long win. Hall got up. There's the high jump up. He couldn't take the mark, but he'll get something out of that. Now the Suns should be able to get this back in the zone. Harbrow waits, gives it off to Mackenzie. Couldn't get free on that left. Brown with some confidence, a little chip pass, just the required distance to Swallow, who's back in the side, and a chance to even it up again.
Well, Campbell did really well there, because everybody knows Campbell doesn't have a great left foot, so they would have suspected him. He's going to want to panic into this kick to get it long, so he's definitely going to kick it. He draws the balk back onto the left foot, and a sneaky little dab chip kick inside.
Injured after the first 7 games. In that 7 games, he kicked 7 goals straight.
It's a good result for the Gold Coast.
8 goals straight from 8 games.
Well, the one pleasing sign, I think, at this stage is the contested possession battle is 27-26, 1 in favour of Richmond, which is a great start for the Gold Coast, because I think they can utilise their skill, their possession retention. This one going inside forward 50. Campbell's been really smart, hasn't he? Forward of centre. His body work down there, the previous goal, and just then understand the situation really well. Their ball use is the key. They need to retain possession to be competitive against the Tigers.
Just underpinning the importance of the ball usage. Tigers, 2 goals on the board, exactly the same score as the Gold Coast, and one of those came from a massive turnover on the wing.
That's a good quick handball from Bennell to Ablett. 2-on-1, but he's put it out far enough so he can have a go at it. Day, well done Rance though. He gave him no room whatsoever.
I like Day as a player. I think he's going to be something pretty special when he gets a bit older. 196 centimetres, he's 96 kilos listed. He actually, when you see him run out and you're out there, he looks a bit bigger than that as well, and he can move.
He's still only 19.
Yeah, he's going to be a monster.
Yep. Advantage, Matera picks it up, puts the Suns in front. That's a good advantage for Brandon Matera.
Need another look at that, whether it was an advantage or to Richmond just a pure disadvantage.
That's the free kick.
You know what? He was forward of the ball. Lucky kick in the end, but he was forward of the ball. See, there was no one around him when the advantage got called. If he had not have stopped and looked back, it would have been a natural progression of play anyway, I reckon.
Well, the player takes the advantage. He took the advantage, so it's within his right. The replay showed that he almost missed it.
Yeah, and the ball did spill forward of that free kick, so he was where the play naturally had progressed to.
We just saw Revolt again up on the wing with Bennell right next to him, so he's not far off the congestion here. There's a goal kicker, Matera. Clever little tap by Patrick. The handball, though, it was just a release in hope, really.
Well, you know why I reckon they're going with Revolt up on the wing is because they want to drag Warnock away, because every other defender for Gold Coast is a novice in that position, so they probably feel like they can get a really...
Caddy's kick, sorry Dermot, onto the chest of Brown. Good work, Bennell in the middle.
Yeah, Bennell's been...
And he moved it on, he kept running.
Yeah, Bennell's been terrific, Matty. He's been hunting around. The ball hasn't fallen his way that often, but he's busy at the moment. He's had 4, this will be number 5 disposal for him inside the forward 50. This is priceless, this one.
Well, this is 2 in a row to the Suns, and all of a sudden they lead by 12 points.
Well, that could work down in the Richmond forward line, but it helps if you get it there. They've taken the last 2 centre bounce clearances, the Suns.
I thought Hunt had made a mistake by going back in board there, but they didn't panic.
Well, the tackle didn't take him to ground and didn't hold the ball in the tackle. Basher Hooley had to keep that ball in close. Campbell Brown, a 3rd involvement in goal.
Yeah, he's been good, hasn't he, Campbell Brown? A rest for Bennell.
Just having a look at the contested possession again, Matty. Richmond have had 29, but Cochin's had 6 of that 29. So he's had basically 20% of their contested possessions and not much coming through underneath him. But the spread for the Gold Coast side is fantastic, and they lead that area by 2 at the moment.
And there's some enthusiasm being shown by them at the moment, but a chance here for Richmond. There's Cochin again. Kick over the back. Numbers should win out for the Gold Coast. Stanley to Mackenzie.
Got to go very long.
Oh. Too long. It's just let him down. It's been a year. We watched Mackenzie closely last year, and everyone talked about his leg. It's been a year where it just hasn't worked for him.
But he's not the lone ranger. There would be probably 2 of those younger brigade from the Gold Coast Suns who would say have improved. The first one off the top of my head I can think of is Caddy. Caddy's, I think he's had a better year than last year, but Matera's stagnated somewhat.
Here's Mackenzie. Well, at least he dropped back into the hole. Got back to help out. Tigers kicked the first, and the Gold Coast have kicked 4 of the last 5. Ablett, well, his best option might have been to let that go out.
Yeah.
Cochin again, got it to Delidio. Got free. Caddy, just a little nudge in the back. Revolt, tough one for him to take, but he did enough to get it to Marrick. Hunt, cutting it off.
Well, great tackle by Weller on Delidio.
Yeah.
Just stopped him, put him to ground. Too far.
Too far, hard route. They're shot at goal for Richmond.
Well, you don't mind positive errors. If you're going to make an error, make it a positive error. I think that's he's entitled to run and carry there. It's a little bit unlucky. I thought the umpire blew the whistle a little bit hot on him there, Matty.
On his 15th step.
Well, he's a bit stiff, but that's a good positive error for the Gold Coast.
We've seen players run longer, but technically he was right, the umpire. Now here's Tuck. Oh,
that's
gee,
coming back at him.
that's not a good kick. He got right underneath that.
If you kick him quick enough, in theory, they should come back at you. If the top one spin goes quick enough, it'll come back.
Well, what this is doing now is really putting some pressure. We see the coach's box there, Damien Harvick, starting to get very agitated. You can just feel the pressure building on the Richmond players now, and you can see them maybe being less proactive and maybe more reactive in little bits of play here at the moment.
Towards the wing they go. There's a hold there. Hands around the body for Smith. It'll be his ball.
Advantage.
Liam Patrick ran at it like he wanted the advantage, but he didn't have the ball in hand. The umpire called it.
Cochin's on world record pace for disposals.
13.
Yep. As we get a switch from Richmond.
Cochin's had 9 contested disposals for the quarter. That is some sort of record. I think that he's head-to-head with Gary Ablett at the moment. Maybe Gary needs to pay him some more attention right now.
Gary's had 10, but only 3 contested. There's also the other theory too, Kingy, is that if you have a team which is 2 goals up, if you've got everything running together as is, why change it?
Yeah.
Ellis's kick is a very clever one. He got it to hook all the way back, and it could prove an opportunity here for the Tigers. McGuan got free, runs to the 50. Too much on the kick, though. Mackenzie worried out of it by Nahas, but he worried it back through for a rush behind.
Wrong option there for McGuan. He either had to keep running or give the handball to Adam Marrick, who'd made space in the corridor. Just drop a little handball in. He's the class finisher. Poor option.
Hunt to Bennell. Had to beat 3. There was 3 Tigers there. Kick had to be spot on, and now Bennell gets up slowly.
He's got one where Lindsay Thomas might have last week.
Great kick.
A little bit low. Dixon, Shaw, running the wrong way. It's a mongrel of a kick, but it might bounce okay for Warnock. It did. Nice shepherd. Cazaly just dropped it.
Great contest.
Wonderful attack on the ball by Matthew D.
You can understand Liam Patrick wanting to do that then. He tried to protect his teammate.
Hooley through the middle of the ground, smothered. Grigg, Bennell, he threw it. It comes off to Hall. This time Dermott. This time he looks up, has a look at the goals.
There's a free kick.
Yeah. Against Bennell.
You heard the umpire, Shane McInerney's been around a long time.
I think that's a good positive sign, though. I know that it's cost them a behind, but it just means something. It means something to Burnell, and I think that that's a good sign going forward. He now owes them a shot at goal. That's the mentality he has to have.
Kick into the middle was a really risky one, and it just goes on a bit what David
well
King
done.
said. Starting to think about things a little bit, the Tigers. Harbrow, beautiful evasive skills to open up Matera. Well, that's inventive from Matera. It worked. Patrick, 50 metres, he's off his line, play on. Into the pocket he goes. Weighted kick to Ablett. Not the direct line to goal, but they've still got it.
But when you see that, this is what great players do. Now, young Morris is, don't blame him. That side-on footage of Gary then, you see him peel off and run back to the ball where it's dropping. He read the ball in flight, the depth of the ball.
Round the corner he goes.
Too sharp.
Bends it a little bit thin, but we're counting down and they lead by 2 goals.
Now watch this. Now Gary here. Now watch, he's the first. They both run up at it. Watch in a second. See up now. He starts to peel back. It's only a step or two, but that half second reading the depth of the kick is what separates great players from capable and good players.
Another mongrel coming out. They've got 14 seconds to do something about it. The Suns. Bennell knew Ablett was somewhere near him. Couldn't keep it in.
Lee Colbert, is there any breeze down there to speak of? Are we overplaying the Gold Coast 2-goal lead at this stage?
Definitely overplaying. I think we'll see by half-time there'll be just as many scoring to the left of screen.
Chance with seconds counting down, but
Right of screen.
a terrific performance by the Gold Coast Suns. They must like this ground. I know there's still 3 quarters to go, but at quarter time, they've done okay, and they lead Richmond by 12 points here at Cazaly Stadium in round 16. Quarter time here at Cazaly Stadium. Just like last week, the Gold Coast, when they played Geelong, they led by 2 goals at quarter time. It's 4 goals to 2, singles all round. Mackenzie's had 10 disposals. Cochin's been brilliant for Richmond, and we're joined upstairs in the commentary box by Jake King. I guess, Jake, you'd rather be up at quarter time, I guess, from a Richmond point of view.
Yeah, definitely. The boys haven't started as well as what we'd hope, but you know, there's 3 more quarters, so hopefully they can turn it around.
Can I ask you, Jack Revolt coming up to the wing, starting off the side of the square. Were you downstairs? What's the logic behind that, besides the obvious?
I guess it's just getting the defenders second guessing and not letting them settle in, so trying to let our boys run the show and dictate to them where they want to go.
Kelvin Moore, a great story, Jake, a very popular player at the Richmond Football Club.
Yeah, definitely. All the boys were over the moon. I think we were more excited to actually see him just play VFL football, to get back to that, but to get back to AFL is super effort. He's really important to the side, and we've missed him, so it's like getting a number 1 draft pick that's pretty much ready to go.
You've got a good bunch of guys down there. There is belief, and for the first time, if they win today, it is the first time under Damien Hardwick's reign that you are actually +1 in the win-loss column.
Yeah, we are. You try not to focus too much on the win-loss column, but obviously you want to win more games than you lose, Derm, and the boys really need to get over the line if they want to see any finals this year or play that game in September, you know. So the boys need to really start working their backsides off and win the contested ball pretty much from this bounce onwards.
What about the forward line, Jake? Without yourself, and Jack's been in great form all year, it just looks like there's a question mark on where the goals will come from.
Yeah, at the moment I think we've had a fair bit of ball. It's just that the delivery into the forward line hasn't been that good. They're not using it as well as we hope.
Well, Jake, thanks for your time. You're heading back to Melbourne tonight?
Yeah, heading back with the boys.
And is Dustin Martin already gone?
No, he's still here. He's at the airport now, I think, so he'll be heading soon.
Mate, thanks for your time and good luck, and we'll hope to see you back playing some great footy for the Tigers soon.
Cheers, boys. Thanks for having me.
Jackie. Well, Jackie won't be too happy with that.
No.
Young Halls came out and taken a 2-touch grab there in the forward line. A clearance from the Gold Coast Suns, pushed out to the wing, and they work it back down into the forward line with a 40-metre kick, and he gets a 1-on-1 and takes a 2-grabber here. Yeah. Important kick for him now. He did pull that one, that first shot at goal he had, savagely to his left. So let's hope he can get a bit of air in this.
Big moment for Josh Hall. It's one he can go back and have a look at the tape and say, well, that's not how you have momentum going through the footy to kick a goal.
Well, I'm glad that Jake King has left the premises, because if they're going to keep scoring like this, the Gold Coast, we don't want Jake near us. We can get a bit feisty, Derm.
Get excited.
But that's a great start, a really positive start again from the Gold Coast. I guess they've got nothing to lose, Matty. They can play with a bit of freedom and a bit of, you know, a bit of licence, if you like. Richmond look really tight to me. This doesn't look like the free-flowing Richmond we've seen really dominate the Swans and dominate Hawthorn at the MCG.
Another very high ball out towards the wing. Spoil came from Dixon. Hunt got caught, held it a long time. Edwards, the one-handed pickup. Conker trapped it, got it back. Richmond working hard to get this free, and they do. Off the boot of Delidio, onto the chest of McGuan. So some persistence there from Richmond. But that kick again, it just got underneath it, McGuan. We've seen a couple from the Tigers. Just a little bit too much air. Nahas can't get free. Weller and Ablett have him. We'll have a ball up.
They had 3 groups of one-on-ones in their forward line then. What they need to do is put it to advantage. Instead, he just chucked the ball up in the air and gave Ablett, in his one-on-one against his opponent, the chance to go to the position which was going to benefit him as the backman best. I think through it better than that.
Again, a high ball in. Dixon the spoil. Nahas crumbs it. Gets a floater to the square. Stanley's in trouble. Got his hands free. Can they work it out? They can.
Not panicked either.
Yeah. Harbrow. McKenzie. We'll have to think about this one, though. Patrick presents forward for him, and he was used. Good play.
Fantastic. That was just super hard work then, and good kick to get it going straight away.
Got a bit of distance, and Campbell Brown keeps his feet. He had a very good first quarter. Didn't hit the target this time. Coming out was Day. Going back, Morris. Hawley. Had time. They work it out well, the Tigers. A little kick across from Batchelor to Rance.
You just see here, Matty, the Richmond defenders lining up sideways, lateral to the ball here, not running and creating and giving options to the wing. It's creating slow and bombed ball use.
Well, you saw Batchelor kick that one sideways, and then he went straight into reverse, expecting it to come back to him.
Here's Delidio. Backpedaling, getting around Riscatelli. Plenty of hook on the ball, chance again. This time it's Edwards. He was crumbing, but he just hooked it too much. They're behind to the Tigers.
This is going to be a little bit unfair, but I think if Matty Warnock can have a big game against Jack Riewoldt, they can win this game now. There's a fair bit of belief here from the Suns, and a lot of run and carry being played in their favour. They look more likely to score, but they need to curtail Jack Riewoldt.
Chance here. Oh, little fumble from D. And it might prove costly. Oh! Well, there's a sidestep, damn it. And there's another one from Hunt.
No, that was no sidestep. That was a go through.
And they're still going. Well, you don't see that very often. Swallow fumble.
You know what's disappointing, though, from a Tigers' point of view is 3 fumbles there that kept the ball in the area for a half second to a second longer than need be. And the Tigers weren't able to, I suppose, dispossess them of the footy.
Oh, Prestia got a bad bounce. Patrick to back him up. Oh, there's a fair bit of razzle-dazzle going on by the Suns at the moment. Prestia looked up. Well, indecision from 3 Suns, and the Tigers should make them pay here. They were standing back waiting. Batchelor's kick. Revolt in the centre circle. Waits. Player going past. Hooley out wider. Used. Short ball. Delidio again. Hard running from him. Can he get around Shaw? He hooks it back. Oh, the kick. There's a chance for Derricks. Dixon's caught. Good tackle. Warnock. Tight on the line. Weller. And he clears it, but Batchelor's in good position. And you heard the umpire there.
One thing that I would look at if I was the Richmond coach is you mentioned McKenzie has had nowhere near as good a year as last year. But if he starts getting the ball a lot from half-back, he's had 9 kicks, 3 handballs so far, he can be really damaging. You don't want the ball finding its way to McKenzie on every outlet possession that's coming out of the...
clear the lines if he starts to use his leg.
Well, he's got some genuine pace about him as well. So is this bloke.
Jeez, doing some running. Liam Patrick, the kick from Swallow was a beauty. Patrick, wrong side of the post. Gee, that was something very quickly from nothing by the Suns. Margin 13.
That's not a good look if you're a Tigers supporter for second quarter results.
And the turnover comes, and it comes to Ablett, and he's within range.
Well, the Gold Coast have been in front at half-time on 5 occasions this season, yet to register a win. It's just, you see, even though they said they've overcooked it on a couple of occasions, you called it razzle-dazzle, the sidestepping, you only do that if you've got a touch of confidence about you.
About your teammates as well.
Yeah.
Ablett right on 50.
That'll work back.
Gets it up high. Gets it up straight. Gazza kicks the goal.
What are you seeing down there, Colby?
Definitely some self-belief, as you guys are calling, but Damien Hardwick at quarter time was just at his blokes for being more direct. You pointed out in the call they were going sideways, but he wants them to go much more direct and get it into Jack nice and quick, give him a chance, and they haven't been doing that up until now.
I'm a bit with you, Kingy. I think there's a laziness that's crept into the running capabilities of the Richmond team at this point in time. It's more as if they're saying we can kick our way out of trouble. They're a very high possession team, Richmond. They like to short pass, give and get, handball, all that type of possession, and that requires you to run on and receive. At the moment, they want to kick and rest back and just kick the eyes out of it.
Just saw the ladder and not the direction that Tiger fans are hoping for the moment. And the Suns have kicked 5 of the last 6, David.
And they're on top. They're playing the better brand of football, and they're forcing Richmond to defend. That's a great tackle there made by Rance. But at this stage, I'm with you, Derm. They're not running. They're not covering the ground. You just see that tackle again. A full body commitment there from Rance. Terrific. That might just spark the Tigers.
He got a cork out of that, Rance. I reckon Gary swung into him.
So did Rance.
And Rance is still on the ground.
Might have corked him right in the middle of the thigh.
So from the congestion, Nahas trying to get free. Ball spills out the back. Palm off by Delidio. Rance still down. Has not got up yet. High ball in from Delidio. That's a better mark. That's something happening here. Here's Tom Derricks. As you can see on the left-hand side. Real problem for Rance as Derrick's kick goes to a one-on-one situation. Shaw got the front position. Grigg waited. McGuan trying to bust free. Couldn't do it. Shaw just flipped it by hand towards Mackenzie. Well done, Marrick, to get it back to Webley. Still going Tigers. Marrick by hand this time. Gave it over to Ablett. Probably the wrong bloke in the AFL you should give it to. Smith. Patrick was thought he was going to go back for that. Didn't. Now he's got to make amends. Moved 1 metre, then bounced. Going a little bit sideways, then kicked it up high. Hall. Here's a chance for Swallow. Runs onto it. Again, another fumble from him.
Well done. First game back in for several months. Rance, I think it was a knee on knee we're hearing. Let's have a look at this here. Watch the left knee bang into the side of the left knee of Rance.
Straight up the race too, Alex Rance. So yeah, left knee as you pointed out.
So we'll get some news shortly. There's a chance for Richmond here. Inside 50 they go. Nahas went without it. Edwards thought he had him. Thought he had both the Suns defenders cold. It's a Max Shaw free kick.
Support numbers were there too for the Gold Coast. Well, that's, well, I mean, they're easy to spot when you actually, I suppose, just squint your eyes and you look at the blur of jumpers. The red ones are easy to pick out here. They're getting good numbers back, Gold Coast.
He's pressed here with a little bit of time to get around Grigg, but not much to kick to. He had to wait. Riscatelli gave him an option.
No targets bar Brennan. The young kid Hall, who's been jumping at everything, he's off at the moment.
Bit of traffic to get through there. D, good handball. Moore. And Nahas dropped it. And here's Smith. Little chip over the top. It beats everybody. Somehow, it got through to Hall.
Get it high.
High, he got it high. another shot at goal.
Well, I was just about to say, this next goal is huge now. It's a 20-point lead to the Gold Coast. If it gets out to 26, it did just get him a fraction high, but, oh, yeah, right on the chops. Yeah, unlucky there, Luke McGuan, who's had to come down back to cover the loss of Alex Rance. They need to convert this one. Hall is having the jitters in front of goals in his first game. He even looks pained. Have a look at him there. He doesn't.
He's fatigued, mate. I watched him. He's used to running about 22 metres and then jumping. He's having to run several
and resting
hundred.
for 5 minutes.
He's having run several 100 metres and having blokes jump on his back at the moment. It's a big difference.
Well, see if he's learned from his first kick. This
Good
one a bit better, and he kicks it straight through the middle. Josh Hall has his first goal in AFL football.
Don't forget about that tiredness. That's the best way to forget about
He's
it.
a target, though, isn't he? He's providing a target.
Already, he's a bloke who they can see and say, well, throw it up at him, out in front of him, and he'll give us a contest.
That's a great story, but the biggest story really is these guys. The Richmond Football Club, season on the line. They came up here last year and dropped this game, and it ruined 2011 for them. 2012 is now, and they need players to stand up. Can't be Koch and Delidio alone. They need more support.
26 points is now the margin.
And they've been beaten in the centre circle here, this clearance, since about the first 2 or 3 of the first quarter. They've taken over the Gold Coast and they'll take that one back, huh?
Well, Cochin and Delidio have had 31 disposals, so they're getting the footy. But after that, there's nobody with any influence on the game.
Even they've had one centre clearance between the two of them.
Here's one for Caddy to Bennell.
So this is a real bad sign when they can do that, Gold Coast.
They're starting to really play with some flair. Matera hooks it long. Brown, he's having a day out. Campbell Brown.
Well, it all comes back to what we spoke about in the pre-game, and that's their midfield talent are either suspended or injured at the moment, but suspension's the one that kills you. I mean, and Dan Jackson should be out there today. Matty White should be out there today. They're not, because they've put themselves before this team, and now the Richmond Football Club is on the rack. Their season in the balance right now.
It's a tight angle for Brown. You can see there on our reverse angle camera.
They have worked left to right. If he gets it somewhere, that's going to work.
Well, you're right, Jim. It was left to right, but he just didn't give it enough chance.
I think they need to have a look at Delidio in the forward line. I think they need some spark and some speed down there. See if they can get him to centre half forward and maybe excite. He can kick a big goal. Jack needs help down there. They're getting enough supply, Derm. When you look at the inside 50s, it's 19-17 in favour of Richmond. They need to rework that mix.
Rance comes out onto the bench sitting next to Basher Hooley there, so good sign for Tigers.
So the quick kick, and Tigers need to move it out. They're down by 27 points.
Now, if you look at that shot, look, the bloke who's calling for it is actually just standing. A little lead up here. And lucky he's got a very talented man in Cochin who's able to receive that.
He's going to get a back Cochin from Tuck, and he hits it long. Graham just out-positioned. Dixon just wanted the footy more.
Yeah, he was worried about Dixon's body.
Yeah.
He felt for it. When the ball's in flight, you go to it. It can't change its course. If you read it, you're going to get it.
Ablett with some time. And fumble from D, but he managed to just push it out in front. Patrick's got more pace. Taps it clear for Brown. Didn't have enough pace to get free. Now a chance for Richmond on the rebound. Through the middle they go. Well, Merrick didn't know it was coming his way. Hunt flips it back. Stanley by hand. Over the top towards Day. Harbrow likes to drill it in low. Little push from Matera. Got it. Did well. Rance on the ground. Matera's kick shy of the post, and he stayed on it.
The thing is, and you know, if you're a local club footballer, if you've played a great game at somebody's ground, you turn up at that ground again and you feel good about yourself. The last time these blokes won was here, and the blokes that have had bad season, Matera, McKenzie, those boys are getting their hands on it, and they've run out here today feeling good about themselves because this is the scene of their last victory.
They are all up and about at the moment. That was almost casual from Warnock, the way he just went in front of Reba. But you're right, they just seem to enjoy playing in this carnival atmosphere.
Ablett's free in the centre now. They haven't manned him.
And here he goes, the kick from Hunt, just a little bit too much on Graham to cut it off for Richmond. Now he's got a man in the middle.
Oh, that ain't great.
And it's not getting there. Here's Josh Hall.
50. That should be 50, yeah.
Oh, I think
it is.
Against Cochin.
Well,
Gee,
Big
you know
Josh
you've
Hall.
arrived in your first game. The umpire calls you by your first name.
he's read the articles. He's a bit unlucky here, Kosh. I'm not sure he meant to do open hand in the end. He'll be fine. This is a huge moment again to him. He's going to kick one of these set shots. He got the last. He's going to kick from probably about 10 metres closer in. This is a great story for the first game of here.
I just have a little giggle. He said, oh, it's only an open hand. Didn't you see John Rambo in the change rooms in the first one against the mounted policeman? That was an open hand too.
They shouldn't have pushed him, Derm. They pushed him too far.
They drew first blood.
All he wanted was a meal. I tell you what, Josh Hall, he'll be eating black caviar the way he's going. And I don't mean the horse. Hall for his second goal of the quarter in his first game. He kicks it. A high jumper is killing Richmond.
This is extraordinary. Now, we're having a bit of a laugh and like that, but this is actually getting serious.
It's 34 points.
It's getting really serious. Cotton's had 17 touches. He's having a go. He's in there, and that will definitely be looked at. It'll come down to what the match committee think. Oh, the match committee, the committee will determine with intent.
He gets a rest in his first game. Big Josh Hall, 2 goals. Delidio and Cochin are working out. Cochin's just he's trying harder than anyone else. That's why he's involved in that contest. He knows what's going on, that it's the 34-point margin and something needs to be done. Here he is again. Conker trying to flip it towards Nahas. Kept going, Conker. Pushed it out in front. Newman did well. Back to Conker. Kept going. Look at that for a clever kick. Really got a big hook on that. Cochin, that's a clever tap. Nahas just went without it. Fished back by Shaw. Presti, a little give to Hunt. No, he threw that. Richmond free kick. Guess who? Cochin again. Touched off the boot. Ricochet back. McKenzie. Give on the up's a good one. Prestia. 3 Richmond players here. They should win out. Delidio. Into the middle he goes.
There's 3 there, Matty, and one of them's Brett Delidio, but it's nearly wasted him being there. He needs to be forward of centre where what he does can impact the scoreboard. His numbers will look terrific, but needs to be forward of centre where his damage comes.
If you got a 2-on-1, you'll back that in. The coach will back a 2-on-1 to win the footy.
Revolt's caught 5 deep. Punched forward by Grigg. No one there though. First back was Swallow. Bennell. Now the kick's going to drop short, but good punch by Harbrow. Clever football. Matera got involved. 1-2, gets it back. Now can he find a target? Well, he did. Patrick. Harbrow kept going. Next in line is the key. And next in line is Prestia, who wants to move it quickly. No one home for the Tigers. Not required though. Or it's spinning. It's spinning through for a behind.
Once again, Matera involved. Those blokes we were talking about.
Just have a look at this here. Angus Graham takes the mark. He could have given that handball to Morris and had a fast play situation. Instead, he goes back. And I think that's the mindset of Richmond at the moment. Let's play slow. Let's be methodical. It's not working. There's 6 goals down. Go back to what served you so well and play with some speed.
Holding the arm against Ablett. Grigg will take the free. Goes down the line and he finds Revolt, who drops what he should have taken. He recovers quickly though. Hits it into the pocket. Dixon doing well. Swallow didn't fumble that time. And the confidence to hit his target in McKenzie. Stanley. Comprehensive performance so far by the Gold Coast. You talked about them leading at half-time, Durham. Most of those leads have been small. This is a 35-point lead. It's uncharted territory.
Even that run then coming out of defence, I mean, that had an element of risk about it.
That's it.
Now it goes to Liam Patrick. It was against, Josh Hall was dumped after he gave it off to him.
You don't get bumped like that at the high jump,
no.
Matty. So he'll be just learning what it's about. He's struggling with it. He'll come from the ground, Josh. How's he looking, Lee?
He's wounded. Welcome to AFL footy for Josh. He's
He might get subbed out.
He's been amazing so far, but geez.
I think he's passed at the 2 metre mark. Here's Ablett dancing. around and then kicking, and just seeing Matt Shaw's 30 metres on his own. Tough kick from him.
See, Richmond are actually not panicking, but they're putting numbers. It could be a free kick behind play now. Campbell Brown's trying to get up behind play here, and his Richmond opponent just would not let him get up.
Just have a look at that on the widescreen there. Not a lot of movement from the Richmond footballers. No unrewarded running, and sometimes to create some space, you just need to run. And you know you're not going to get the ball often, but you need to open up holes for your teammates to lead into, and they're just refusing to do that.
Just to explain for people, when you say unrewarded running, like two blokes run past one bloke who's got the footy. Only one's going to receive it. But the second bloke there splits the defence waiting for them to come forward. That's an unrewarded running, and it's what you have to be doing.
And again,
great intent.
Hunt. Well, the Gold Coast just wanted the footy more.
Yeah. And he's gone against a bloke who everybody respects, wants it more than just about everyone else in the league, in Shane Tuck.
Now Hunt decides to go back to Stanley, who spots Shaw again. No opponent, Shaw.
Oh, look at the chase.
And he could kick a goal here. Gets to 55. He's kicked a couple of long goals before, but he kicks it to the line. Harley Bennell.
It's just a little bit good for Day then.
Plays on.
He's got to come back.
No, he's called time off, got to come back. I think he missed the kick anyway.
I tell you what, the first bit of vision that will be shown at half-time will be Robert Nahas's chase there on Shaw, who was running through the absolute centre of Cazaly Stadium. You need to give a better action and a better intent than what Robin showed there. You can't just play when Richmond are in possession.
There are a lot of blokes who are genuinely quick when they're running towards their own goal.
Yeah.
Not so much the other way. He, along with Caddy, consistently all season have been one of those blokes, I say, who has improved since last year. He's gone too hard.
Just never looked confident he's going to kick that.
Yeah, for a bloke with untold skill and ability, I would have thought that was...
You think that's just what he practices at training non-stop at Tasota, but...
I feel Richmond need a goal here before half-time. There's 3 minutes to go. They've only kicked 2 in the first half so far. They need to get some reward here. They need to score, otherwise I don't think they'll have any belief at all at half-time.
They're down by 6 goals, and they've got 2.5 minutes, David, to get that down to 5 or perhaps 4. Cochin.
Now he'll run Nahas. He's got to get forward now.
O'Hanlon on as the sub, so Richmond have made a sub in the first half. Nahas. Into the pocket he goes. Found his target.
That's 50.
That'll be 50 against Stanley. Here's a goal, Richmond. Just what they wanted.
He's going to report him for that, I'd say. Running with it.
Well,
Walk away. Daddy, you're also under report. You've been reported, okay?
Hey, Tom.
Jack.
Hey,
Jack,
Tom.
I've reported him.
Hey,
Jack,
Tom.
I've reported him, okay?
Hey, Tom.
Jack,
Tom.
Jack, let's go.
Hey, Tom. Tom.
that's good leadership there. Oh, yeah, in trouble.
And left the ground.
Elbow.
You know what? He did want to make a genuine contest there, but he's watching the man the whole time. He left the ground and then he changes his decision and turns it into 100% contact at the man.
He's done
when he
everything.
knows he's not going to get a bit of the ball.
He's done everything wrong.
Yeah, well, in the final result, he's done everything wrong.
Revolt kicks his second, and the Tigers, perhaps, can get going.
Well, it was silly in the end because it was going to always be a tough set shot at goal for Jack Riewoldt. You know, a really tight angle there up against the boundary line, and they'd only had 2 goals to that stage.
Yep.
You know, 25 minutes mark, second quarter. You'd love to just rewind that 10 seconds. He loved that back, Danny Stanley. He's not going to get that. He now needs to go on and have a big game and ensure that it doesn't impact their ability to win today.
So Reece Conker has been subbed out. Jack Revolt moves a little bit closer to Buddy Franklin. Let's get down to Lee.
You're right, Matty. I was just going to update you with Reece Conker. He doesn't appear to be injured either, so interesting one just before half-time.
So back to 5 goals. And will it spark the Tigers into action? Revolt getting crashed into. Matera. Back to Ablett. On the back pedal. And those sort of kicks normally go out of bounds on the full.
I think that's a wise move, giving Gary a little spray, Harley. he's probably going to get it 40 times a week. They're the sort of guys you've got to be nice to, Matty.
I'd agree. I'd have been having a go at the people that marked the pitch at the start of the day. Surely, Gary, they got it wrong. Here's a chance, the Tigers.
Oh, went into his move a little early then.
Yeah, Ablett, give on the up, McKenzie, likewise. Patrick's not clear of the contest yet. Newman got him. Bennell. Patrick. Ablett was there.
Did well to hold the ball free of the tackler and get it out there, but he overcooked the handle.
Hawley was a bit untidy, but Richmond now move forward. In best position is Stanley. Dropped it. Revolt. Can he get another one? Hooked it round the corner. Big Angus is there, and the Tigers could get 2 in a row.
Lee, have you seen Gary Ablett there on the outer side, the outer wing? He got a big bump off the ball from Brandon Ellis. He looks like he's really struggling.
He's had a couple of decent hits tonight. We know the one with
Rance.
correct, and another one there. So he's a bit tender, but he'll
That's
be okay.
fair.
Just a bit of a stinger, maybe.
Yeah, that's fair, though.
But more importantly for the Tigers, we're in the last minute of the first half. They will look down and out, 6 goals down. Bennell was about to make it 7, and now they should go in at half-time, just 4 goals down. Big kick for Angus. He doesn't let them down. 2 in a row, Richmond.
Important goal, really important goal. But they did well to work that ball forward. The one thing I would say is that you mentioned, Kingy, that they had numbers across half back line, but it was once that Deledio got the ball, he was able to run and carry for 15 with pace and gets the ball then long on boot into the forward line, and he gets a bit of a one-on-one where Revolt can find the ball in a circumstance which he enjoys. Not too big a crowd, not too big a pack around him.
I think it tracks back to where Morris tried to play on and create something. He bumbled it, and it bumbled around a little bit, and eventually Gary made the mistake. But I think they've changed their mindset now and their actions. I think they're going to try and play with some speed now, Richmond, and just release the shackles a fraction.
Back in the middle.
Suns have got one more in defence at the moment, so they put up the shutters for the first half, or they might go forward here. Not enough time.
Looking good inside the centre square anyway, the Suns, but just when you thought this game was gone for Richmond, they've kicked the last 2 goals, so they're still in touch. There's a bit of push and shove going on. We saw this last time we were up at Cazaly Stadium. It was at quarter time. This time it's at half time, and the margin is 24 points, but the game is very much still alive. And the Gold Coast lead at half-time for the 6th time of the season. So far, they have not been able to turn that into a victory. They're still searching for their first win. What will the Tigers do? We'll find out when we come back after this.
Welcome back to Cazaly Stadium here at half-time. It is the Gold Coast Suns leading by 24 in what we see as an upset forming here. They lead the Tigers by 24 points. Having a look at the players and goal kickers out on the ground. Revolt with 2, Nahas and Graham 1 each, and 2 to Hall, the first game for the Suns. Matera, Swallow, Bennell and Ablett 1 each. 16 to Ablett, McKenzie and Bennell. Cochin and Deledio are the leading possession getters, 21 and 19 to the Tigers. Kingy, the Tigers came in, and it looks like they thought it was just going to unfold and just happen for them, unravel. They assumed that's what the Suns would do.
Well, and they didn't, did they? They didn't lay down. I think Cochin's been fantastic. He's shown leadership of first-class rate today. Just look at this chase through the middle of the ground. I think this is symptomatic of their problem today. Nahas there, just a really lazy chase until he realised that Shaw's going to get into a scoring position.
Yep.
He's just half-carding. I think that's been their attitude today, and that's the thing I think that'll really disappoint the Richmond fans and Damien Hardwick.
Well, Damien Hardwick, we saw pictures of him. He was pretty disappointed. One thing I did dislike when I was watching the game was he obviously, a coach will not accept substandard effort. There's sometimes you say plans aren't working. And at league football, it's a rarity. But at league football, it still happens occasionally. The teams give you substandard effort. One thing I disliked was, and you pointed it out, in the back line, we're so used to seeing Bashahouli kick the ball, run on, chase on, receive, Deledio push back. Cochin is doing it anyway, so we can't point the finger at him. But what they do is they kick the ball down the field and then rock onto their heels and go, that kick hit the target. But that just stagnates play. They haven't been able to run on and make secondary plays out of
Well,
it.
they're looking for easy ball at the moment, aren't they? They're looking for numbers. To get through this game, I'll be all right, I'll get my 25 and nothing will be said. Well, they need action and they need to play with a powerful brand. And I think the first time they played on, Morris made a mistake. But it turned out that they got a goal from that bit of play. Rewald or bust in the forward line's another concern they've got. But they got to half-time intact. I worried with about 5 minutes to go. They got 2 late goals just to keep them within arm's reach of the Gold Coast. If they hadn't got those 2, gee, you'd nearly say the Gold Coast are home.
That man Grigg on screen as well, he is one of the highest receivers of uncontested ball in the comp. He's got a few possessions today, but they seem to have seized him up a little bit as well. First gamer for the Gold Coast Suns. The big kid, 197 centimetres, Josh Hall. I think he's been banged around a little bit in the end, but watch this little angle he runs here. He just wrong foots Kelvin Moore in his first game back, and a good spot up going across, but he's got some serious jumping capabilities. He's been able to win the ball, and we've loved it. Look at that little move in the first game.
This is terrific. You love seeing young players get opportunities, a wild card selection, pick 96 in the rookie draft. He's had impact in his first game. 2 goals in a half of football for anyone is a great day. He's had 6 disposals, and he's given them a real energy. That's what Richmond haven't got. He's given the Gold Coast.
You know what I love about this game, more so than those little highlight packages we see, he's actually been a target.
Yeah.
They're not scared to go to him in his very first game. The Suns have led at half-time this season on 5 other occasions. Look at those leads they've had. The biggest has been 17 points against the Fremantle Dockers in round 6. They're yet to salute at the finish line, so they're 4 goals up today. This could be the day. The last time they had a win, it was here at Cazaly Stadium, round 17 last year. These kids are loving it. Maybe they could give a little bit of a chase like this, Kingy. These kids are out there giving their all. A little nab Oz kickers. It's the Gold Coast Suns by 24 points.
Well, there's so much to see and do when you're in North Queensland. There's the Barrier Reef, there's the Daintree, Skyrail and Carandra. There's Hartley's Croc Farm and there's Port Douglas and Palm Cove. Beautiful beaches, lots of great golf courses and plenty of things for the family and the kids. And hang on a minute, who's that? That's Dermot Brereton. There he is. Oh, there's his girlfriend, Shireen, and having a lovely walk along the beach at, I think that's Fitzroy Island, Green Island. Hang on a minute, she's got different colour hair. Dermot, you are amazing. You've been here a couple of days and you've been able to change it up over those couple of days. But more important things, gents.
3 different girlfriends at that time, Colby.
And we had one report in that first half, and it was a big one. Stanley backing back into Rewalt, and you'd think, he's certainly taken off the ball there, and you'd think he may get a week or 2 from the judiciary. And the second one certainly wasn't a report, but look, personally don't think there's much in it. It was an open hand, definitely a free kick in 50 metres, but afterwards you see Trent Cotchin actually say, look, I didn't actually mean it, and I think I believe that. One small correction from the first half, Jeremy Webberley is the actual being subbed out for the Tigers, not Reece Conker, so it is Webberley out, and young Brett O'Hanlon gets his chance.
Hey, Colby, I had a walk across the ground before the game. It is really hard. They had a lot of rain up here during the week, and it softened it even from what it might have been. But the ground is like concrete out there. Will that favour anyone, or is it just going to be the same for both teams?
Look, Derm, you'd think any game is going to be the same for both teams, but tonight it's just amazingly, and similar to last year, the Tigers just look a little bit lethargic, and that's one thing that certainly stood out in this first half. So hopefully they can get their legs and get some run in this second half.
That's going to be the key. Let's judge their first 5 minutes or 10 minutes here. Just see how proactive they are. See if they really want to put it to the Suns, or they want to absorb what the Suns are throwing at them. And I think that was the mindset in the first half. Let's just wear their best punch and then see if we can counteract from there. I just think that the Richmond Football Club individuals, the players themselves, need to signal their intent with their first contest.
Now this looks interesting. Chris Newman's gone forward here, so I wouldn't mind betting he'll play as a high-type forward player to give them good foot skills, kicking skills, going inside forward 50.
First clearance, though, for the Suns. It came to Ablett. It was a good knock by Smith, but rebound coming here as Rance got it to Morris in the end. Conker now, Cochin, and it's good run. And it comes from Ellis. They kicked the last 2 goals before half-time. Can they get 3 in a row here? Cutting into the hole, but he almost got to the right spot, Edwards, but didn't complete the mark. Shaw on the way out. Got it from Ablett. Up goes Brown. High contact on Cochin. He's going to send it in long. Revolt the big jump, but there's some crummers here for Richmond. They've got a bad bounce. But the tackle's a beauty. Dixon's caught holding the ball. Chance Tigers.
He was confident then that he was going to be able to stand up in that tackle and dish off the handball. Just a good, strong tackle. I reckon Robin might have had a little bit of a talking to, a little bit of reprogramming at halftime.
He's going to play on. He's going to run around. He wants to hook. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's there. He's had a talking to, and he's listening.
There wasn't a lot of deception in that play on. It was just raw pace. It didn't fool anyone, but he bought himself the extra 3 or 4 metres to get around and get that distance.
Well, the 2 things I liked in that play is firstly that he's laid the tackle. That's his role.
Yep.
That's how he was drafted, signally because of that reason there, just to make tackles. He knew he needed that extra 2 metres. It sounds ridiculous, 2 or 3 metres, but that's the difference between making the distance and not.
Well, he's got his second goal. He joins Revolt, so they've got 4 of the Richmond's 5. But more importantly, they've got 3 in a row. They're back to a 3-goal game, and now they'll put some pressure on the Gold Coast. But again, the tap's a good one out to Ablett. Harbrow, poor kick. Can Richmond do it again on the rebound and just come out the same side? They do. Conker waits. Cazaly waits for him. Conker's kick is a clever one. Back in board to Delidio.
Cochin's run really hard, straight down the line. Looks like Harley Bennell has gone with him.
Tackle from Brown, but there's a couple of Tigers in the middle of the ground to share it.
Gee, that was a good chase by Campbell Brown.
Ellis to Morris to Moore. Ellis again. Some run from the back half from the Tigers, evident early.
They're working hard here, Matty. There's no doubt about that.
Long kick in. And it's a free kick, Revolt. They're going to draw it back to 2 goals if he kicks straight.
Not only are they working harder, but with that work rate's come a quicker ball movement. The ball's actually zinging around. It's changing the defensive structure of the Gold Coast, and they can't readjust at this stage of their development, readjust in time to get any assistance back for Warnock to assist on defending Rewald. So he's getting 1-out opportunities, and he's going to cash him, Jack. Eventually, we know that.
You see the flags? Yeah, you see the flags above the side boards there. It'll go left to right. He needed a bit more lead than
left.
Yeah. In putting terminology, he missed to the low side a long way.
He putted into the bunker. So clearing kick, but it's all Tigers again.
Yeah, more proactive. More proactive now, aren't they? Just going for the ball in flight.
High kick in from Grigg. Dixon in front. He's never going to drop that. Told to play on, and he's just got to kick it out wide. Didn't give Shaw a lot of room.
He's looked very comfortable back there, gents, Charlie Dixon. He covers the angles beautifully.
He's a great competitor. He's only in his 2nd year like most of the Suns players, but he's a really good competitor when the ball gets in his area.
Here he is again. He wants a runner. A lot of movement from Bennell. And now Brennan decided no one was going to get that, so I'll just take off. And that's a poor kick. And the pressure starting to be felt by the Suns. So many times this season they've come out after half-time at a walk. Ellis getting involved, and switch on here from Moore to Hooley. Again, they go wide. This time, Rance on the burst. Jump at the back. And Caddy stayed in front.
Richmond's mindset here, they've taken 10 marks in this third term and they've played on 6 times. You can just see they're trying to get their game played a little bit quicker, and that's forced the Suns to actually switch their brand and play a little bit of stagnant football.
And they're missing targets, though, the Suns. On the way out, they're kicking out of bounds on the full or missing Ablett there. So Graham to do battle with Smith. Smith, second time at it. May go over the line again, and it does.
They are seriously challenged every time, immediately after half-time, the Gold Coast. Have a look at that. Ranked 17th in the competition, only winning 1/3 term. It's a concern, Derm, at this stage, 5 minutes into this quarter.
Ablett wanted the free kick, nothing doing there. Again, Tigers looking to move it quickly. And unfortunately this time, Weller cuts it off.
Their last line of defence is doing really well. Inside defensive 30 for the Gold Coast is doing really well at the moment. They're getting chopped up. Not so much this one. That's the third time Ablett's let out wide. Good on him, you're getting possessions, but I reckon they're pretty soft possessions to draw the ball there. Now look what happens. It's the second kick coming from 40 metres out from their defensive goal, looking up the line.
And here's Hooley. He's just out of range. He moves it quickly. He's going to have a ping from 60. It's going to go close. Doesn't matter because McGuan's got it. Marks, turns, kicks, goals. Tigers within 2.
Be wary. I just want to see what he's talking about here. We have a look at this.
He's held Warnock away.
Well, he's made no attempt to mark. Well, that's a free every day of the week to Warnock.
He's obviously told us he's seen that.
Yeah, that's extraordinary.
How can he not play it?
I'm astounded. That is extraordinary, that work by Revolt on the goal line there, and the umpire spoke to him. So he did note it, he did see it, but he declined to pay the free kick against Revolt for a Shepherd.
4 goals in a row now for Richmond. Tuck again. Harbrow went without it. Edwards didn't. And it rolls over for a behind. Beat everybody.
Now watch Revolt. Now you are entitled to go for the ball. He's not going for it, and he is denying his opponent a chance to get that all day of the week. That's probably, even the ones that have been paid, that's the most obvious free kick of the afternoon so far. And the umpire saw it.
You're having a giggle because you can't understand why it's not a free kick either.
Downfield, Suns can't get a kick inside their forward line at the moment. Hooley went down, he's up, he's okay. Margin's 11, it could be, Tigers could be in front before halfway through this quarter.
Well, they've had 7 of the last 9 inside 50s. They're really up against it here, the Gold Coast. They need to find a way to just maintain possession. Chip the ball around, uncontested mark, for a minute or so. Take the energy out of Richmond's run. They've got to win it first.
It's just all starting from the half-back line of Richmond as Moore's kick goes long. Nahas was the target. Spoil comes. Cochin got boot to ball. Inside 50 they go once again. Punch clear. McKenzie can't get past Revolt. Spills for Warnock. Just tries to get it out of the danger zone. Patrick.
He's got to go back in, Patrick. He's just hung out there.
Yeah. Chance here, Marek. Away go Richmond again. He's got a bit of time. He reckons he can get home from 65 himself. And again, a Tiger mark right on the line. And again, it's Revolt.
See, that's perfect. That's using the body to deny Warnock getting a challenge at the ball. But he still had desires on the ball himself. That's body usage. That's not shepherding.
One step. Hooks it back. The crowd behind like it. That's the point.
Jack always thinks it's a goal.
Always.
Ooh. Glancing blow there. I'm not convinced he got him.
He missed him.
It did look like he missed him.
He missed him.
A flyby.
He got shocked. He thought that's a big shoulder coming very smartly at me. I might lie down.
Richmond again to send it back in. Morris looks up, missed one target. Second man in line is Nahas. Hooks it around the corner for his third. Kicks it. Tigers are killing the Suns now.
The contested possessions 18 to 8 here. And Robin Nahas comes out. Having said that, well has allowed him 2 or 3 metres lead on the footy there. Not a great kick coming out,
No,
turned it over. That's a shank kick. He's done very well though.
Nahas has 3, margin 4 points.
Somebody's run down at halftime. One of your mates, Kingy, and said, Robin, you should hear what Kingy said about you at halftime. He has responded.
The difference is amazing though, isn't it, between the Richmond we saw for 60 minutes and the Richmond we've seen for the last 9.
Suns led by 6 goals at one stage, not long before half-time. 5 straight now to the Tigers, and they've got all the possession at the minute. That's a great kick from Conker, who's looking for Cotchin. Dixon with some skill. Classy pickup, but again the Suns missed the target by feet. Quick hands, Conker. Graham involved. Likewise, Delidio. Through the middle they go again. Marek has man wide and Morris plays on. They want to do that all this third quarter. Morris kicks it up long. The Tigers could hit the front here. Edwards threw it back towards McGuan. He's out of bounds.
There's times where I think Richmond become too Jack Riewoldt focused. They need to give some opportunity to Derricks and some opportunity. I know they moved Newman forward to see if he can draw some ball, and Nahas in his own right.
McKenzie floats it out, just manages the line.
60 possessions to 24 already in this quarter, and we're only just ticking over the 12-minute mark.
And Louis McKenna looks on, and once again he sees a half-time lead disappear very quickly, and this is their biggest one, as we mentioned.
Inside 50s 11-2. 11.
Yeah. And I think that's why those 2 goals just prior to half-time was so costly. Just lost their faith and their hope, and with that's gone their dare.
Nice knock by Derricks.
Time in forward half on top of screen there. The ball's lived at the left-hand end of the screen. This quarter, 73%.
Comes free, comes off the boot of Patrick. Conker did well, really wanted it. Taken by Rance, gets plenty of distance with the kick. Warnock, the spoil, Dixon, well caught. Look at the tackling from the Tigers. A much better effort in this third quarter. Nahas is still there. Graham was trying to kick it out of mid-air. Stanley forced a handball. Suns aren't clear yet. Ablett threw it on the boot. Got 30 metres. Brennan didn't have possession.
Well done. He played that well.
Now he's got to just take his time picking up the footy too quick because he hasn't got any players ahead of him. The 3 players ahead now. There's a chance they can get somebody on the lead.
Patrick makes that lead. Got 3.
He's exciting, this kid. He's a talent.
A genuine pace. Raw pace.
Looks up. Spots Prestia on his own. Took it a bit easy. Might get it back from Smith. Got a call. No one there. Number was engaged. Now again from half-back. The Tigers to set up. Merritt cuts through the middle. Newman, Ellis, next in line Grigg. Suns caught out. Newman kept going. Oh, he squeezed himself through. Out to Revolt. Jack should put the Tigers in front.
And that's Chris Newman going to the half-forward line. That has arguably been the best lace-out pass Jack's received for the entire day.
That was a beauty, wasn't it?
Yeah, cracker. You see that unfolding at ground level there, Colby?
Yeah, exactly. And the patterns that Jack Riewoldt actually used, he was able to push back towards goal and then come at the footy. Clever play and great kick.
It was a 24-point margin at half-time. Revolt to kick his third and wipe it clean. Tigers in front.
I know that's perfect play from a Tigers point of view. A big, costly drop mark at centre-half forward. That was a perfect pass from Patrick. He pulled that back to centre-half forward and Prestia. I'm not sure whether he totally committed himself to take the mark, Matty. We have to call a spade a spade. look, he'd be really disappointed with that effort because it's cost their side a goal offensively and a goal at the defensive end.
Great shot from down the ground there. You saw at the outset of that bit of footage, Revolt running back towards the opposite pocket, and then when he saw Newman get it, he's got his back turned to him, but just for that second he knows he's a left footer, he'll swing to the other side, and that's where the lead goes. It wrongs everybody except for himself and Newman.
Ellis has been good in this third quarter. Bennell, Ablett gets crunched again. Just more ferocious at the ball now, the Tigers, when it's in dispute. And they'll win it again. Graham's in trouble. Matera gets one high.
Nothing silly, Brendan. Brendan. Just like Brendan, don't push him over. It's your kick, don't lose it. Don't be silly.
Time back on. Ball goes straight back to Gary. He's not sure where to go. There's no spread here from the Suns. Bennell forced to kick it wide. Patrick's got to beat two. Spoil came from Hawley, and here we go again. O'Hanlon the sub. Off to Conker. Back inboard Cochin. Delidio and Cochin. Plenty of the ball. Ellis had 8 disposals in this quarter. Conker with 7. So some other names getting it. Here's Newman.
Of their 4 goals this term, Matty, 3 have come from that ability to force turnovers once the ball's locked in their forward half. And the other one came from a build-up very similar to this off half-back. Just a methodical build-up where they can work it so that the Gold Coast have to come and pick up in a one-on-one sense, allowing Jack Rewalt in the goal spread.
And Nahas came off the bench there, so all of a sudden it was a 2-on-1 situation. Hawley, 55 out, sets it up for a jump. Dixon dropped his head, dropped the ball. Nahas to clean up. He's got 4, and the Suns have got big problems.
Yeah, Charlie Dixon grasped one that he's been eating up in his sleep until half-time. Oh, yes. That is something Charlie will not be. Watch where his eyes go. Down. Don't know what he could have thought was coming from behind them.
Well, you can say, I think 99% of AFL players have done that, have made that error of whether you call it ducking your head or lowering your eyes, however you want to word it. 99% of AFL players have done it. You'll need to learn from it and hopefully move on and become a better player for it.
He's such a competitor. That is completely out of character.
There it was. 7 straight for the Tigers. They're not done with yet. Still 7.5 minutes remaining in this quarter. They kicked 5 goals to 0 in this quarter. Harbrow wants Ablett. He's got him. Got Hunt in the middle.
Kick the goal.
Gets to 50. Decides he might go all the way. And he does kick the goal. 1 against the grain for the Suns.
You made mention of the one down the back there with Charlie Dixon, but the Ablett mark, when traffic was coming the other way, there was no way known that he wasn't going to go for that footy. And his ability to see inboard, Carmichael Hunt.
That's his 3rd career goal, Dan.
Yeah.
It's a great finish, isn't it?
It's a good finish.
Third goal in 31 games for Carmichael. Went for the little punch there with Harley Bennell. Missed. Almost punched him in the face.
A report. He actually becomes important now. Now that Richmond have stepped up their intensity and physical body pressure, his body, I suppose, thrust back at them, matching them with pure poundage on. He's now becoming quite important in that centre circle.
And Ablett always is. He gets the kick out of the centre, gets past Hawley. Well done, Batchelor. Morris was stolen by Matera. Over to Hall, the sub, comes straight on the ground and kicks the goal. That'll do. They're back in front. Where did he come from?
We've got 18th playing 11th, and this is a ripping game. I'm liking it.
Yes, this is great work from Matera. And then here's Aaron Hall, very fresh. Bang.
What a finish.
Just beautifully balanced when he kicked it.
Well, it was a Hall substitution. Aaron on for Josh off. You called that Josh might go off. And a timely one by Bluey McKenna, because they're back in front. 2 goals in a minute.
So Josh Hall has been subbed out, has he? Or is he just on the bench at the moment?
Lee?
No, he's been subbed out, so just hope the umpires can get the voting right at the end and just give some votes to a Hall.
Yeah, he was fantastic, Josh Hall. He just looked like the steam had come out of him. He'd given so much in his first game.
Yep.
I reckon he went a little bit pale with that last one. He got cleaned up on the back flank.
50 metres there.
Yeah, and now they need to press back really hard here. Get back and give Warnock some assistance on Rewalt. They've just found the lead back, 4 points at this stage. They just need to find a way to just hang in and drag this to the line. Get Richmond nervous again and see if he can cash in.
Ablett's playing directly on Cotson in this quarter too.
9-6 in favour of Ablett.
Oh, well, that's off the boot, I think, of Jared Harbrow. It is. It's a great spoil by Warnock on Rewalt there. Wonderful contest. But here's a chance for Conquerors having a good third term. Suns back in front by 4. That'll give them some... Oh, that won't, because Trent Cotchin, arguably the best man on the ground, is allowed to waltz into a kick inside 50.
Now, back behind the mark, Gary is berating whoever it was, but Gary was with Cotchin all the way running into that Richmond forward line. And then right at that last moment, I don't know when, but he delegates somebody else. See him stand behind the man on the mark now.
He's pushed it to the right, Cotchin, so...
You can be a champion and you're brilliant. He's wonderful. He's one of the best players we've ever seen. You still have to do some things the same as he gives his mate a handshake now and says, we got let off then. And I tend to think that was probably Gary's fault then. And as I said, you can be an all-time great, you can still make mistakes.
It might have been a structural thing as well, Doom. It may have been a half-forwards role in a grid-type positioning.
Mackenzie's kick went long, but standing at the back was Tuck, who sends it back in for the Tigers. Rewalt free kick. This should be number 4 for Jack. Batchelor down. Batchelor is very sore.
He can't put that right knee on the ground. See that? He's holding it above the ground. He doesn't want to put the knee on.
Here's a stretch if you want it. Let's just hope he's okay.
They've already made their sub, so this could be a real issue now for Richmond to run this game out up here in this humidity.
So for the second time in this third quarter, Jack Rewalt to kick straight and take the lead back for Richmond. He does. He's got 4.
Well, that's a big loss. Jake Batchelor leaving the field. He's a damaging ball user. A long left foot kick. Looks like some sort of knee issue. This is the earlier play. You can just see there. Gary's disappointed because I think he expected Campbell Brown to roll up.
It was a grid position?
A grid position where the half forward should come and command that positioning.
Okay.
He didn't do it, and Gary let him know.
There's Batchelor just left of screen.
So he landed without contact. It's like, imagine you walking downstairs, your weight shifts forward on your knee joint. It's almost like that when he's landed and the knee shifted forward without any contact to the knee.
Day got up, but unfortunately he couldn't tap it to advantage. Rance is worried out of it by Ablett. Swallow pushed it back. Brennan, Ablett's still there. Palms off one way. Great strength. Hunt lost the ball, but guess who's still there? Didn't have possession, was dumped. Hunt dumped someone else. There's dumping everywhere at the minute. Swallow. Hunt. Wonderful pressure. Both teams wouldn't give up on it.
I made mention a second ago, it now becomes really important for Carmichael Hunt to give that physical pressure. Yeah, he coughed the ball up, he spilled the ball, but he's a 14-stone 5'9", 5'10" midfielder who just powerhouse worked his way into that contest.
He's a wrecking ball in there, isn't he?
Oh, fantastic.
They've absolutely got hold of Richmond in the centre clearances this quarter. 6-3 in favour of the Gold Coast, and that's been
after the initial onslaught.
That's given them an opportunity. It's really giving their forwards a chance, and they desperately need a Sam Day to light up in this next 30 minutes.
Had very little input in the first half. Most of the ball was directed to Josh Hall. He's going to get an opportunity now in this second half.
Well, it's a big 4 minutes here, isn't it? Tigers can get some ascendancy on the scoreboard if they continue in this vein.
Amazing sportsman, young Sam Day. He got offered a sporting scholarship in baseball as well as basketball, and he's obviously a very, very gifted eye-hand coordinated, well-coordinated athlete.
It's good control here by the Tigers. They've lost their way. Conceded 2 of the last 3 goals.
High ball comes in, almost taken by Tuck. Cazaly couldn't get free. Dixon couldn't either. Comes out the back to Swallow. Paddles it wide, taken by Stanley. Smother was affected by Edwards. It was a very good one.
And Colby, I believe that Josh Hall was subbed off with an ankle injury in the end. I reckon there was a fair bit of steam out of him as well, Colby.
Yes, confirmation from the Suns headquarters that is absolutely correct.
Well, the ball didn't go out. The Suns were too worried about dumping Marrick over the line. Spoil came from McKenzie and he backs it up with a bump.
Good play.
I wonder whether they need to look at McKenzie a bit higher up the field, just in this, while the game's in the balance like this, and see if they can. It's a nice little bump there. That's just having some authority on the game. And see if he can get some quality ball, some deep ball going inside the forward 50.
That lands forward of the centre.
Yeah.
I've liked his composure down.
He's sort of playing himself back into form a bit down there, isn't he?
He absolutely is. But right down in front of their defensive goal, he doesn't panic. Now, sometimes he get run down and whatever, but that happens to everyone. But he doesn't panic when he has the footy, and he will try and take the option which best fits his team.
Shaw has to wait under it, and he did okay. It's a terrible kick, though. It could be the worst kick of the night. O'Hanlon, Nahas ran into Hall, didn't see him. He was the sub, wins a free kick high. And it'll be the kick against Shaw that it'll be worried about. The free kicks against Aaron Hall.
It's the second tackle that comes in. That's one.
It's a fend-off that should have been called.
It's Shaw, the man who kicked it in the first place.
Yeah, he knew he'd made an error by foot and went twice as hard back into the contest to fix it up. And unfortunately, he's turned one error into 2.
He's having a good quarter, Robbie Nahas.
Well, this is for his 4th goal of the quarter.
I think it worked, Matty.
This to put the Tigers 9 points in front, and he shanks it. They've missed a couple at that end this quarter.
We talked in the pre-game about Richmond lacking some midfield depth today. And I wonder if that'll be a factor in the last quarter, Derm.
Able to run it out.
Yeah.
Conker can't get past Hall this time. And plenty of time for it to come out. And he's going to be pinned here, Hall, holding the ball. He did. Richmond searching for a late one here in the 3rd quarter. Hooley with a spread. D keeps it low. Spoil came from Dixon. Chance Nahas again. McGuan got it to him, but Gold Coast free kick this time. Brennan's ball, 40 seconds remaining. It's a 1-kick game at the moment.
He hasn't got a lot of options at the moment. Nice.
Yeah, not a lot of run coming from the Suns. Switch from Brown. Just a hand to it from Mackenzie.
Big 30 seconds here, Derm. This is season defining. This for Richmond.
This
right
25
now.
seconds here.
Well, not this
Well, if they
25.
score.
Possibly it could be, yeah. But I'm not.
Is that tunneled? Shunt.
A shunt.
He was shunted under the ball. He's got a bit of cramp here, Gary.
Yeah, they'll get out of this without a score. The Gold Coast, just to keep their hopes of the last quarter alive. At the start of the day, if you had said 4-point margin, 3-quarter time, Guy McKenna would have taken that. He's got the artillery to win this game in the last.
You're never satisfied, though. It's been the way they've got to the 4 points at 3-quarter time after their 4-goal lead at halftime.
Big third quarter by Robin Nahas. Big third quarter by the Tigers. Sees them back towards the top 8.
This is massive, Matty. This is Richmond 2012 on the line. The next 30 minutes of football will dictate whether they are still a chance to play in a final series or whether their immaturity as a side will cost them and rob them of another finals campaign.
We're about to find out in this final quarter. Tigers lead by 4. Yes, round 17 next week is chock-a-block full of prezzies for Christmas in July. But the story so far tonight at Cazaly Stadium, the Gold Coast got out to lead by 6 goals at one stage. The Tigers came back 7 in a row. Koch and Delidio leading the way. But Josh Hall kicked 2 goals on debut. Good signs for the Suns. They're still in touch. They're down by 4 points. But Lee Colbert is in the crowd with some special guests.
Yes, I am. I'm here with Chris and Gail Moore. It's been an amazing road for your boy. It must be absolutely pleasing to see him out there playing after 2 years of ravaged with injury and operations. Chris.
Yeah, look, we're really excited and really proud of him. He's not listening to this, is he? But look, it's been a hard road, and he's been so committed and determined, and he's really the only one, I think, that didn't think he wasn't going to play again.
And as a parent, I know you worry about your boy all the time, but it must be just a delight to see him run around again tonight, Gail.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. It really is. It's been a long time.
And have you spent some time up here? It's our very own commentator, Dermot Brereton's been up here a whole week, but have you had a chance to do that?
No, we just came up on Friday, but we've had a couple of days here, so that's nice. Caught up with my brother, so Gary's been up here. He lives here.
Fantastic. Well, now we need a Tigers win. We've got to make sure Kelvin actually wins the game. We might have a chat to him afterwards, but it's been a fantastic ride, and thanks very much for your time.
That's fine, Lee. We're really enjoying it, and we're glad the Tigers came back that quarter.
Good to see. Make sure he stays injury-free now.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Well, let's see if the Tigers can do the right thing and get this victory that they're looking for. As David King said just before the break, their season right on the line. They lead by 4. They're at it hard here with Delidio.
Oh, tunnel ball.
Tunnel ball from Smith to get it to Ablett. And well done by Morris. Was playing in front. Had a good third quarter, as did many of the defenders for the Tigers. Newman out wide. Just dropped on him there. Just the ball just died on its trajectory. It was headed for Marek, but it didn't quite get there. Campbell Brown now. Well, that was O'Hanlon, I should say. Matera, well, he had to get out of that tackle or he was gone cold. High ball. All Tigers here. First 2 at Rance.
Need more than that from Matera. He's their spark player. He's their class ball user forward of centre. Him and Bunnell have got to have big last terms if they're to be a chance.
Again, Richmond effective in trying to just switch to the outer side, being patient. Moore, spoken to his parents, as he just chips it over the top to Basher Hawley, who sends it down the line. He waits the kick beautifully to Delidio, who just pushed off of Shaw. That's terrific footy. And there's O'Hanlon, and he plays on, but he's caught. He's going to go again. He managed to get boot to ball into the pocket. It goes. Warnock with that left fist. You set it up with him and give him a chance to spoil him well.
He's been good at times, Warnock. He's been targeted a lot, Jack, inside that forward 50, and he's been able to keep him to 4 goals. It's been a good battle to watch all day.
Nahas and Revolt, 8 of their 10 goals. There's Jack again, trying to change that. Slow motion footy there from a few of them.
I think he wanted it to go out without his help, so the umpire had no decision to make. Well done by Jack Revolt. He stood up under the tackle then and was still able to slide a snap kick across the body.
Quick kick from McGuan. Edwards, gee, lucky for the Suns that Bennell was in the right spot. Now it's a margin of 5 points. We've seen this a lot from the Gold Coast. Bennell to kick in. And he heads in the Smith direction, down the guts. Smith wants to knock it on. It's a good tactic if everybody knows it's happening. Richmond again. The defence has been very good in this second half. Ellis. Again, it just drops. Hard one to take from McGuan. Cochin appeared to be held. Dixon. Back to Ablett. Nowhere to go. By hand, he has to get it to Caddy. Caddy, left foot down the line. Hall out positioned. Strong hands, Rance again. Marriott. And they just slow it down. Derek's back to Rance. Cochin and Delidio, 30 disposals each.
Yeah, they've stood up, haven't they, the leadership group of the Tigers.
Ablett with 29ers. Matthew D goes long, looking for Revolt. Spoil comes. Edwards, the opportunist. By hand and Nahas, with a bit of time, with a bit of space, off the outside of the boot. He squeezes it too far, but Stanley a little bit slow. By hand, up the middle to Bennell. He did likewise. Now Ablett can go sideways to Shaw. Can possibly use Brennan if he picks it up. Oh, that handball's a dangerous one.
And they're sloppy though, they're missing the target a fair bit.
Now Brennan, he'll like to kick. Day's going to run out of room. It keeps it in. Campbell Brown kept going and Day missed him. An opportunity gone begging there for the Suns, but they may get another one. Patrick, back to Brown, looks for support.
Got Matera.
Gets some in Shaw. Bennell kept going. Wonderful spoil. That was by Newman. Oh, Matera just released. And Richmond did amazingly there. Newman's not up yet.
No, still down. He might have got trodden on.
Well, you'd be an expert in that field.
He saved a goal there, Newman, no question. He's very, very groggy getting up. There's Rance trying to do something about it at the other end for the Tigers. This time he finds McGuan. Still down behind play. They've got their issues with the bench at the moment, Richmond. They might not need it here, though. Edwards sweating on it, off the ground. Another behind. It's a kick the difference. So they've made their sub. We've got Batchelor in trouble, and so is Chris Newman. What about this for a spoil? Desperation.
Oh, stood on
the back of the knee, the back of the head.
Yeah.
Just clipped him.
I reckon even a wrist. Was it a clip on the
knee to the back of the head?
And the left wrist got stood on.
Hunt's kick is going to drop short. Brennan the spoil. Again, the Tigers clean up. That's been the difference in the two halves. Newman's out of the trainer's hands because he has to be. He's going to get involved here. Bennell. Prestia. Patrick's got to back into it. Dropped it. Tried to tap it forward to Brennan. And the Tigers stand up again.
They look tired there, Liam Patrick. Even on the chase out.
Edwards kicking forward. Newman still trying to get from the ground. Pushing the back.
Just had 2 or 3 instances today where they haven't gone hard enough at that ball in the air.
Yep.
Prestia, Dixon, first 2 offenders, and Patrick there. That's a goal. That ties the scores. Yep. It's a game of inches. We keep saying it. You can just see how desperate Richmond have become this last 5 minutes. They know that the Suns are right in this.
Stanley is a man on his own. He's done it again, Prestia. Just ran completely under it and was expecting contact that wasn't there.
Well, that was a bit of his parents' fault. He's just too short.
There's Newman.
Chris Newman there on the bench, just getting a bit of work.
Yeah, he's got some blood, a cut at the back of the head. Bennell from the contest, the 1-2 with Cazaly. The kick into the pocket, Matera, he's got it, he's a left footer, the angle's okay.
Now, I haven't seen every game of the Suns this year, but I've seen quite a few. This is the best game I've seen him play.
Yeah. It was really important for them in their first win last year against Port Adelaide. They had a huge final term, and boy, do they need one from him now. He's struggled with his finishing this year. He's kicked 3 goals, 8.
Yeah, but he's such a compact kick, and he should be very good.
He kicks truly, scores level.
Good hands above the head. I agree with you a little bit before, though, about the reward for if Liam Patrick takes that mark is a goal. And I reckon that's worth standing under it and copping a bit of heat behind. Nice hands above his head for a bloke who's made his stock and trade on crumbing.
There's the mark from Matera. So Matera kicks the goal, levels the scores. Now, at the ground, most people are thinking the Suns have hit the front.
Oh, well, they've got one wrong. They've got the Tigers on.
Cazaly's out in some space. It's a long ball. Day at the back. Forced to spoil. Batchelor back out there. That's good news. Didn't move that freely there, but he taps it through.
You're absolutely right, Matty. Batchelor's come onto the ground. He is sore. Cal Moore came off for his customary break, but he's sore, and Newman's gone up the race with stitches to his head.
Thanks, Lee. So we've got the Suns leading by a point.
That could have huge ramifications to the scoreboard. The players are looking up there. They're going to play according to the message that it reads, that extra point. If they rush a point late in the game, it'll be a disaster.
This bloke doesn't. Cochin. He just can't help but play well. He's got it again. And he measures the pass to O'Hanlon.
Made the correction now, Matty.
Yeah, looks like they've adjusted it.
Not sure what the going rate is. I think it may have gone up since the can of Coke and a pie term. It's scoreboard attendance.
Cochin again. Sends it in long. Revolt on a long lead. And he's got it! Brilliant stuff from Jack Revolt.
He bustled his way to the contest there, and that's a very good mark because Warnock was giving him a little bit of body contact on the approach, which is what forwards hate. They like being able to move freely to the contest. You know you're going to get contact when you jump, but getting it beforehand, he was still able to bustle his way up to the spot where he jumped from.
He's edging closer to Buddy Franklin in the race for the Coleman medal, and we're right behind him here.
And the flags have just dropped. You see behind the goals there, they have dropped.
There's nothing there.
Breathless now.
From 50. It's not going to be a goal this time. It may be a mark on the line. McGuan again. For the second time in the game, they give up on him, and he arrives with a mark.
Well, McGuan's 192 centimetres. Zach Smith is 206. Charlie Dixon is 202. And he's beaten both of them.
Big kick this for McGuan. To put the Tigers back in front once again. Looks pretty good. It is. He's got 2.
You'd be disappointed with that. If you're the backline coach, and Zach Smith falls over.
2 on 1.
Yeah, Charlie Dixon, really, he's standing shoulder to shoulder and he still can't get the fist on it.
So,
yeah, that's a very poor result for the Suns.
something from nothing really from McGuan. So out of their 11 goals, McGuan 2, Nahas 4, Revolt 4, scoreboard correct, 5-point lead, Tigers. Grigg from the centre clearance. Weller and Nahas. Nahas handball, a little bit too strong. Swallow puts Caddy under some pressure, but he was equal to it. Dixon to Weller. Now, can he hit a target on the way out? He can't. Grigg. Loading it up was Edwards. Chance again, McGuan. Wanted a free kick, probably played for it too hard. Warnock hits his target in Dave.
Well done by Charlie Dixon. He did drop the mark, but he put the body right underneath the footy and took the heat from behind.
Well, Zach Smith took them on, and it's going to be costly. Derricks on the way back. Revolt in position at the back. Dixon at the front. He's under the pump. Revolt off the ground. Behind. One kick the difference.
Well, if you both had first hands and you come down with it, it should be a mark, umpire. It's the umpire explaining it then. He came down with it. If he got first touch on it, even alongside somebody else.
They've had their opportunity here, the Suns, on counter-punch through the corridor. They've made a couple of handball turnovers, but Richmond look vulnerable down the middle. They're taking the risk here. Good to see.
And Colby, you will see Chris Newman warming up on the boundary line again. Looks good to come on.
Yes, he's good. And also Damien Hardwick coming down the boundary line now. So with 10 minutes to go, the coach is hitting the ground.
That's interesting. He's going to coach emotionally for his stocks as they come on and off the deck.
Good work by Lance in that last foray forward by the Suns to just palm it down to Hawley, and that's a good kick out wide. And Ellis to take the mark.
He can't stand on his ankle then.
Just because he can.
Just a little bit of niggle.
60 metres out, sends it to the square. McGuan again. Smith missed it. McGuan gets his kick. It ricochets back. Tigers still a chance. Revolt once holding the ball. McGuan fished it out to Grigg, threw it on the boot. It's all red jumpers there. A push against Revolt, 5-on-1. It'll be a goal to Revolt. Can you believe it?
Well, you know what? This world sometimes is unfair. That is half the block that Revolt put on Warnock at the other end in the third quarter.
A strange call, this one.
Yeah.
A strange call.
We'll get a look at it again in a second. If he's looking directly at him when he goes to take a step into his line and put a bit of body contact and bump into him, yes, he's got some grounds. But if he doesn't, it's just play on.
This for a handful for Revolt, but more importantly, to get the Tigers up by 2 goals, and it's there. Five on 1.
Yeah, I don't know if it is. He is looking at him. He knows he's there. That's play on for me.
It's a big call. It's a big call to make at the goal face there. And Jack, he went to ground more for the kick in the face or the boot in the face than he did the push. No doubt.
He lay down like he was shot.
5 goals to Revolt. Tigers are in the 8.
Well, they haven't got the percentage booster they may need, but I tell you what, that man there, Damien Hardwick, he'd just take the 4 points at this stage and get out of here happily.
Suns challenged here. You think they need to get the next one. Right. It's a throw against Caddy.
Things are happening for the Tigers now.
Things are going the Tigers' way.
Yeah, I think Damien Hardwick will take these 4 points and get out of dodge.
Delidio launches a long one. Dixon, he's like a magnet at the moment. They're just kicking it at him. He just wants to clear it long. Ellis, happy to see it over the line.
Good result, that kick in the end.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Guy McKenna will be pretty happy with what he's seen today. This is the first time they've gone back-to-back with 2 really solid performances in the game against Geelong late. They're still in this game. 8 minutes to go. Anything can happen. A couple of big plays through the corridor. They're taking the risks they need. A little bit of luck.
Conker gets some spread. He got it from Edwards and he gets some help from Hawley. Revolt trying to tap it forward, trying to get back onto it for a second go. Little toe poke. He's still going, Jack. He's still going. In the side that time, no free kick. Stanley's kick. Oh, that's just on the line.
Why is it out of bounds then?
What's that?
Didn't it stay in?
It's still in. Is it still technically in?
If it's not on the full, why isn't it still play on?
Here we go.
There you go.
Oh, no.
We're going to look at this. This is not a bad call. I took my eyes off and looked sideways when I heard the whistle.
Richmond pressing here. Numbers around the ball. Off the outside of the boot. Merrick. Beautiful goal. They're finding something, Richmond.
Benefited by the boundary line throw in there, so let's have a look at it. Right here. Now, this lands on the chalk, which means it's not out of bounds. Ah, there you go. Went out for a metre or so. Yep, correct call. Good call.
Lovely give from Hodgson.
You see, Harley Bennell, the last 3 stoppages from boundary lines, he sat 5 metres on the defensive side of the pack. He's neither been in or far enough out.
Excellent finish by Adam Marrick. And a lovely little goal assist by Trent Cotchin, up to 34 disposals for him. And
take that one back out.
Well, they've been amazing, the leadership group, the young leaders of the Tigers. Cotchin 34 disposals, Delidio 33, and Rewalt has kicked 5 goals too, 10 score involvements.
Well done by Ablett to get that clear. Brown was hoping someone was going past. Hooley in the way. Chance for Bennell. It falls for Brennan. Handballs to Brown. He's got to kick it quick. He does, but he kicks it across the face.
And same weight. Umpire's checking on to a player Tom Derricks.
Yeah, Tom Derricks.
So that's a long time he's given him to kick it in.
Going to go down the middle. Going to go with a long bomb. They break from the huddle. Everybody misses it. Rance, again, a nice little palm off to Cotchin. Punch forward, though, by the Suns. Merritt cleaning up. Grigg. A bit of a run on here, Richmond. Long ball, beautiful kick. Holding his ground was Graham. Revolt arrives, Stanley. Now to McKenzie. Warnock gave it to him and he just chipped it out wide.
Just looking at young Patrick. I just think when he gets better in the contest and can just break even in those situations, that Liam Patrick will become a serious footballer. At the moment, he's exposed too often in a one-on-one contest and doesn't want to engage in that part. Maybe 12 months away.
Bennell almost lost his shorts. He's going to get it back here, or goes to Hall in some space. Haven't given up yet, the Suns. Poor kick, though. Bit of pressure for Brown. Got one high. He's tough. Advantage will be paid.
Oh, he doesn't want it. Take it back.
Tapped it back. Still going Hall. And it goes out of bounds eventually.
Campbell standing back there screaming his head out.
I wanted the kick. Dixon out of the ruck, he kicks it. Still in play. Day and Derricks. Brennan. So creative. Matera needed a kick there.
Yeah, so Matera's got to accept he's going to get body contact there and actually just go back inboard.
Harbrow likes to step in those situations. Did well to get it to Weller. Took on Nahas. Harbrow takes on Ellis. Good pressure, Tigers. Forced him to kick to the pocket. Conker. Reflex give. Coming back quickly. Shaw in the way for the Suns. To the man out wide. Brown's all clear now, and he's going to get his shot. And he'll get them back to within 11 points. So there's still time for the Suns.
He's played a good game, Campbell.
He has. And what we do know is that they can score quickly from stoppage situations, the Gold Coast, with Gary Ablett at centre bounces. So 4.5, or 5 minutes to go, they could still see themselves a viable chance here.
He must kick this.
He needs to kick this.
This has to belt through as straight as you like.
He's changed his grip.
It's going a little bit left. It's one they had to kick.
He might change it back to him.
Yeah, his right hand very high on the ball there. Gerard Harbrow on the ground there getting a massage.
Benno in good position here. He was always going to win that one.
There's a bit of talent in that contest.
Touch ball. Day, quick release to Stanley. Did well to stay on his feet and give it back.
Patrick's out. They can find him.
Well, he's just looming, but Riscatelli's run backwards, and he's gone a long way backwards. Benno's handball short. Riscatelli under pressure. Tigers might do enough here. Out comes Day. Got it well to Caddy. Caddy set sail from home. It's going left to right. Josh Caddy. A time for the Caddy to take centre stage.
That was twofold, Dermot. I thought the attack on the ball here from Sam Day was absolutely first class. Just head down, bang. Expecting contact, I should say, didn't come, and what a blast from 60 metres out. He rode that all the way. He knew he'd made good contact as soon as he kicked that ball. They needed a big goal, and they've got one, Matty. They're a chance.
He's a fine young player, Josh Caddy, and there's still a chance.
Just had a look at the behind the goal footage of that, and Liam Patrick standing in the middle of the ground, and he's given the big hands in the air pose, so they're still genuinely excited about it. They've got 3 minutes 50 to go.
And they give away a centre square infringement. So the Tigers will just need one more to ice it. Jack's up, and he's down. Nahas. Through. 50 metres. Sun's still in it.
Well, Brennan and Campbell Brown look the most likely of their forwards to do something at this stage.
Yeah, but this won't suit Campbell. Campbell's been able to find his space out the backside. Yeah, it was obvious. It could only ever be a free kick one way. Campbell needs the ball coming in quick and a bit of space. I don't think this is going to suit him.
It's a long kick from McKenzie, Smith, Patrick. Pressure now on the Tigers' defence. Tackling becoming a little bit more aggressive from the Suns. Tuck couldn't get boot to ball. Got it out well though towards Delidio. Conker. High ball. Play on. Cochin won the free and away he goes. Tigers on the burst. Cochin to get it back. Bennell gets him. Turnover. Who's first to it? The Tigers in Ellis. He's had a good game. Edwards gave it up. Hall. He's clear.
Right at the back.
60 metres out. Kicks it long into the pocket. Brown drops what he should have taken. Still going. Runs into Patrick. Oh, if you're a Sun supporter, you're tearing your hair out. And the Tigers to clear. Or do they? And they're now going to slow it down through Delidio.
That's what fatigue does to you. And the younger man, Liam Patrick, just stood aside and gave the old A for the senior experienced player.
Gee, it would have been a goal. It would have been 4 points in it. There's still just over 2 minutes, but now it's a real issue for the Suns. As it's set up for Bennell to spoil. Tried to keep his feet. Cochin found the boundary. He's had a big night.
Well, he's had the biggest night of everyone out there.
Look at
his
this.
knee gets in on this. Oh, it comes right through and hits him on the
And again,
upper leg.
he gets it back.
Now here, the young man makes way for him, and he recognised the young man's got rite of passage, so they both stand back. They're like those two spies. After you, no, after you.
Forward go the Tigers once again. Stanley under pressure. Prestia to Ablett. They're going backwards though, the Gold Coast. They've got to go forwards. Weller hits it. It's all Richmond here. Tuck. Delidio again. McGuan. Dixon tired. McGuan managed to get over the line. 90 seconds to go.
Been a terrific game. It really has been a great battle by both clubs. And maybe early on we didn't give the Gold Coast as much credit as we should have for their performance, but they've gone inside 50 42 times, which is a pleasing return. And they're going to McKenna be absolutely thrilled with their work rate.
They're still trying here, the Suns, but will they run out of time? Well, will they run out of players? Because McKenzie's given it up. Everybody's giving it up. Prestia hasn't. Shaw, Hall, the sub. He's got fresh legs. Everyone else is tired. Brennan runs himself into a circle. Runs himself into trouble. That should be the game. Marriott slowing things down. A little chip sideways. They kept coming, the Suns, but they were just tired on their legs.
Well, you knew what Jared Brennan was thinking. He just had to get out the other side and get into a position where he could take 3 or 4 steps and get a decent leg on the ball and hoof it forward.
Still trying to make something from nothing. Patrick Harbrow on the burst. Bounces, doesn't come back to him, but he gets clear. 30 metres out. Kicks the goal. They're still in it.
Now the Tigers, now with 25 seconds and 1 centre bounce clearance, they need to leave 2 men in their forward line and run all the others back into the back line, just so if there is a chance that it's going to go in the Suns' direction, that they're able to choke it up and get extra numbers by 3, outnumbered by about 3 or 4.
Massive.
Look at this, they're going with their 6-man forward line. Now they're saying, hey, boys, get up there.
Well, you laughed at me when I said 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Could that be their season? Well, this is definitely it here.
And look, they've got 2 Suns players on the nearest wing. Their opponents are under the defensive side. If it comes out this side, they're in forward 50.
Who will get the clearance? Grigg with a smothered kick.
Oh, it's coming.
Swallow. McKenzie can kick it a long way. Throws it on the boot. A hero needed. Almost Brennan. 10 seconds to go. Matera hooks it back.
Carmichael.
It comes to Carmichael Hunt. Oh, no! 12 seconds to go in the game. The man everybody talked about when he came across from the NRL has kicked 3 goals in his career. Siren gone to win the game.
Advice from Ablett.
Richmond season on the line, as David King said. Carmichael Hunt. Is he the hero that the Suns believe he is? He definitely is.
What a story. What a story. Look at the jubilation.
Get Josh Hall out there and be able to leapfrog that. What a goal.
I am dumbfounded.
Well, there's 2 tales here, Matty. Look at the Richmond supporters. Look at the Richmond players. They are devastated. They are gutted. But the Gold Coast Suns have had their first win for the year. And what a story for Carmichael Hunt. What a finish. What an amazing game.
It really worried me that last bounce when they left 2 Suns players on the wing. All it had to do was come 5 metres this way and they were in the forward line. Push men back, but don't leave people around the stoppage coming in off the wing. Oh man, that was just basic common sense. Danny Stanley, he's going to have a holiday, but he's got a bit of claret over the eye. It's going to be worth all the punishment.
Let's get to Lee Coleman with the man of the moment.
Carmichael, that is just unbelievable, mate. Explain what you were thinking. 25 seconds to go, and you end up with it.
Look, I was just in the forward line. I just wanted to get free, get some space, and good vision by Fish Matera. Obviously, spotted me up and put a cute little kick in there, and the rest was up to me. So. Lucky I got over.
Gary Ablett ran over. What did he say? Did anyone say anything? Can you remember?
Yeah, none of the boy. Gaz has got the same mindset as me. He said, "Look, if you miss it, don't worry about it. Take the pressure off yourself." Hartley said, "Take your time." The other boy said, "We need this." So mixed emotions, but look, at the end of the day, I just had to hit it, and lucky it went through.
And how does that compare with everything else you've done in your life? I mean, you've achieved a lot of things, but where does that couple of minutes compare?
Yeah, look, it's up there. Obviously. It's pretty documented that we're not having the best season in terms of results on the board, but we thought we could win tonight, and we led them back in the third quarter, and we just needed to grind it out and get some scores on the board, and lucky got the last one through, as I was saying. So.
Well, mate, you join an elite club now. You've kicked the goal after the siren. It's a huge club, and congratulations. I know it's a big win for the club. Well done.
Thank you very much, mate. Cheers.
Thanks, mate.
They were gone. They were dead and buried. 25 seconds to go. They've kicked 2 goals to win the game. in amazing circumstances. We talk about, as kids, we talk about dreaming of kicking a goal out the siren. Carmichael Hunt's playing different codes.
Oh, what a story. There were so many wonderful stories tonight. We just saw Shane Tuck and Colby, you've got Tucky's cousin.
Yeah, well, Gaz, he's shaking his head down here. Mate, Carmi just said that it doesn't matter if he misses. I'm sure it does matter if he misses, but he hit it beautifully.
No, well, look, I didn't want to put any pressure on him. I thought, you know, if he misses, well, we let the game slip, but I was actually pretty confident. He's pretty good from that range, and he put it through the big fella, and it's a great feeling. We needed a win, and I think that'll lift the boys' spirits now.
What about the emotion? I mean, obviously it's been a big year, but 2 in a row now in Cairns. The boys just spilled onto the ground. It's like you won something pretty special.
It was great. Look, I thought the boys, started fantastic, and all year our third quarter's really been killing us, and had a message to come out and start the quarter well, and we didn't. They got away and got back in the game, so we're going to fix some things up there, but it was fantastic to get the win.
It was one of those games where you're always in it. It looked like at half time you had a decent lead. The third quarter wasn't great, but then you just kept coming and coming, and some of those young boys are proving to be pretty good players now.
Yeah, look, credit to the boys. We probably shouldn't have let them back in the game in the first place, but it was fantastic. The boys hung in there. We're down by 10 points with a couple of minutes to go, and we got a couple of goals late, which is fantastic. It's a good feeling to get to sing the song. It's fantastic.
You belted yourself around tonight, mate. How is your body? You got whacked about 3 or 4 times tonight.
Yeah, I'm getting older, mate. I'm 28 now, but look, the body's still feeling fine, and I want to make sure I hang around for when these boys win some premierships in years to come.
Good on you, guys. Go and enjoy. Big night. Thanks,
well, there's 2 stories here. They're off the bottom of the table, but Richmond found themselves inside the 8, and now David King, they're outside the 8.
Well, that's their season, Matty. The harsh reality is they're going to have to do something extraordinary from now on in to play finals. They've blown an opportunity to capitalise on not only a win with the 4 points, but to try and achieve and obtain some percentage. Well, and they've blown it in the last 5 minutes of the game.
Really, and I don't mean this in an insensitive way, but for every team in this comp, you play 22 matches. You literally get 4 points and you play 21 matches. Everyone beats Gold Coast this season, bar one team now. So it takes 2 matches to win that back, because everyone else has banked 4 points against these guys. I mean, this is on the flip side. A wonderful story. We said Carmichael there and the Gold Coast guys, but everyone, all the other blokes all the other teams who are up against Richmond in that 8th going for that 8th spot, they bank 8 points against them. These guys don't.
We're just looking at this, and today it was about maturity for Richmond, and their first half was deplorable. Now, they found themselves and worked their way back into the game and found themselves a couple of goals up with 2 minutes to play. That's enough. They should have hung on. They didn't have the will, they didn't have the spirit and the belief in the end to win that game. It's as simple as that. Now, you look there, you see Trent Cotchin, you know what it means to him. He's had an amazing day. Forget the numbers. It's not about stats.
It's a rarity too, and you can say this about this bloke. It is a bit of a rarity these days. Best man on the ground plays in the losing side. That bloke there was clearly best man on ground, in my opinion. He was phenomenal tonight, and he gave everything. He understood the moment, understood the occasion, and still ran hard at the end of the day. Well, you've got his stats there, King.
He had 38 disposals. He had 8 score involvements. He was everywhere. 17 contested possessions. He started this game like a house on fire. He virtually played Gold Coast by himself for 30 minutes.
Yep.
So that's what it meant to him. But this is a massive moment for the Richmond Football Club.
An amazing finish at Cazaly Stadium. The Suns, they might need to get on Google Maps. They're not from the Gold Coast. They're undefeated in tropical North Queensland. They've won a thriller. An amazing finish by the K-Man to win by 2 points. Welcome back to Cazaly Stadium. Here's the story so far. In the first quarter, Richmond got off to a flyer, but new recruit Josh Hall and Carmichael Hunt kept the Suns in it. And Campbell Brown puts one of their 4 goals on the quarter, or on the board, as Nahas evens it up. But it was a good start by the Gold Coast. Gary Ablett was involved in everything. Couldn't get past Rance. Josh Hall, the high jumper, got past. He kicked his first goal in AFL football, got 2 for the half, and like last time we were here, there was a bit of push and shove in the game. In the third quarter, Richmond came out firing. Revolt Nahas. They dominated 7 goals straight before super sub Aaron Hall got one back for the Suns. And just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, the Tigers were out to an 18-point lead. The game looked all over until the K-Man found himself in the right moment, in the right spot, and he was equal to the task. An amazing finish. 2 goals in the last 25 seconds to the Suns have seen them defeat Richmond for the second time in a row. Good start by the Coast early, led by 2 goals. Led by 6 goals at one stage in that second quarter before Richmond got the final 2, 24 points at halftime. But in the end, it was a 2-point margin for the Suns. Revolt and Nahas, 9 of the 13 goals between them. Ablett, Cochin, Delidio, all brilliant. Dermot.
Thank you very much, Matty. Well, we're still reeling here. What a conclusion to that game there. And, well, they got out to 18 points, and it was a couple of goals then quickly when they were 18 points down. Josh Caddy put them back into the contention there. We were all over the shop, Kingy.
Well, we thought that was the game, didn't we? We thought the Campbell Brown had to make that one. We got a bit emotional there. But you love supporting the underdog, don't you? You want to see them achieve success, and it was a great finish. It really was.
Absolutely. Now, I think we've got Bluey McKenna wide up. Are we ready to go to him? Not just yet. We'll get to Bluey very soon. So when they got to that situation then, they got to 4 points down, and then, well, let's run with the tape and see what happened in the final few moments.
Sit back! Carmichael. It comes to Carmichael. Oh, no! 12 seconds to go in the game. Everybody talked about when he came across from the NRL. Is he the hero that the Suns believe he is? He definitely is!
What a story! What a story! Look at the jubilation.
Get Josh Hall out there to be able to leapfrog that. What a goal!
I am dumbfounded.
Well, there's 2 tales here, Matty. Look at the Richmond supporters. Look at the Richmond players. They are devastated. They are gutted. But the Gold Coast Suns have had their first win for the year. And what a story for Carmichael Hunt. What a finish. What an amazing game.
It really worried me that last bounce when they left 2 Suns players on the wing. All it had to do was come 5 metres
what a
this
story.
way.
And with those pictures of Liam Patrick coming over the top, I can see that adorning the foyer of the Gold Coast Suns entrance area up at Metricon Stadium for years to come. Just a wonderful picture, wonderful story. And I reckon one bloke who would have sheer jubilation running through him at the moment is with Colby right now, and that is Bluey McKenna.
Bluey, extraordinary night. A minute and a half to go, you're 2 goals down, and Carmichael Hunt ends up with the ball, siren gone. How was the feeling?
Oh, never in doubt, mate. Oh, look, you know, it's just fantastic. I mean, Kay, he's probably played 20-odd games. To actually win a game for our football club, the last kick, and to do that, I think it's just great reward for him. And I think the side too. We let ourselves down in the third quarter, but, you know, with all this losing we've been having, I think it's actually what it does do is teach the boys how to win. And I think over, you know, last week especially, this week, coming back like we did, it was a fantastic result.
And the whole game, though, you actually played, as you said, pretty well for 3 quarters, but just that 1 quarter you let yourself down. But it looked like you just had, you were able to use the ball well. Tonight it just seemed to work in a lot of areas and not turn the ball over as much as you have in previous games.
Well, yeah, not using injuries as an excuse, but again, you know, Harbrow back for his second game, Riscatelli back sort of freer with injury, Campbell Brown, a few of our older boys back and playing, and obviously Dion Prestia, you know, his second game, David Swallow comes back in, so it's just the quality and the cattle out there certainly aids us moving the ball better.
Bluey, Dermot here, congratulations, mate. There comes a time in every game, no matter what you do as a coach, you just have to let them play. You let them play for the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, certainly did, Dermot. There was nothing, we were just trying to get some fresh troops out there, and I mean, again, David Swallow, we spoke about it, you know, Aaron Hall to come on as a sub, but he was gassed out, so we're just pushing some fresh troops out there. You sort of got to live and by your structures. The boys understood that, but as I said, the pleasing thing was that they never chucked it in, and you know, we could be guilty of that maybe over our short existence in the AFL. We get after half time and we fall away, but I'm just starting to see the boys are hanging on for longer, which is a pleasing thing.
Great 2 weeks, Bluey. Last week's effort against Geelong was first class. Just died in the end, as you said. But tonight,
it had that feel about it, but they stood up. They stood strong, didn't they, the boys?
Yeah, well, just a reward for their effort, I think, Kingy. You know, we certainly turned the ball over. Richmond made us pay in that third quarter. I mean, there was a bit of ebb and flowing early in that last quarter. They got those 3 goals up, and I think I just remember Campbell Brown standing at centre half forward, clapping and cheering and saying, "Come on, boys! This has got to be our night." And as I said, the boys really rallied behind Brownie and the rest of the boys, and the ball fell our way, and Kay kicked a ripper goal.
Well, Bluey, it certainly was your night. It was the Gold Coast Suns' night. Congratulations, mate. We doff our hats to you.
Thanks, boys.
Bluey McKenna there, he must go home in one seriously good mood.
Well done to him too. He's worked hard for this one. It's great to see.
And on the flip side is the Tigers who get to go home and lick their wounds. Sad day for Richmond. Is it their season gone now? We'll find out soon. But it was the Gold Coast Suns by 2 points.
This has been a Fox Footy production.